Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Casual Report special episode today. We have Jam is here, Bainbridge is here, but of course, the big one. We finally got him on the show, ladies and gentlemen. A man that needs no introduction, but I shall give him one anyway. Bear with me, I've got my notes here, Scott. You know what I'm saying? A man that's got a undergrad masters in biological sciences, masters in immunity and infection. A lot of
immunity.
Yes, I thought it was the I thought it was the next one I was reading. The PhD in immunology and immunotherapy, specialising in liver immunology. I've just had a paper accepted in Nature Communications, which is nature.com. Is that correct?
It's part of the Nature Publishing Group.
Yeah, wonderful. And now currently at Birmingham University, or Birmingham, as a postdoctoral researcher fellow, and has an award, a Gibco Cell Culture Hero Award, which is in his hand right now. And if that doesn't impress you enough, has every single character in Elite Smash on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is a cream of the crop, mate, to be honest with you. Ladies and gentlemen, Scotty, Dr. D is on the show. Welcome, sir. How are you?
Best I've felt in a long time. This is absolutely fantastic.
Wonderful, mate.
I'm pleased to be here and really excited. And thank you for that amazing introduction. That was incredible.
I tried my best. I got me immunology mixed up, but I did all right, I think.
You said the right thing. It was perfect. Absolutely.
Yeah,
perfect.
the fact that you do science and you save the world and you want to come on this show and talk about video games with us blesses my heart greatly. Wouldn't you say, gentlemen?
Yeah, I agree.
Wonderful. Scotty, you've been at work today?
I've been at work today. Yes, I've been at work today.
You're on it, you are, mate. It's on it. Now, I've been speaking with Bainbridge a lot this week because we're very excited about this because we're saying that we've only ever really seen you play Smash Brothers, so to put all the 9 other games, I assume, sorry to spoil anything on any list ever, I'm so sorry, but I'm just going to assume that's there and there's 9 other games, but which Smash and which whatever is wonderful. Mate, Jam, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm living the dream.
Living the dream, mate. Of course you are. And Bainbridge, how are you, mate? I've not seen you all week.
I mean, you literally saw me earlier today.
Doing no work or something. What are you doing?
I am good. Mate, we get paid the same and I do a lot less than you. Get fucked.
Yeah. And rumours are to be, if rumours are to be believed, that I'm going to get more... What is it? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Jam, thank you for the subscription, mate. I appreciate it.
Fine. I'm actually in it now.
In what?
Jack subscribed to my OnlyFans, just to clarify for anyone that's not sure.
Okay. Wait, you're subscribed to my OnlyPans, mate. Where I just chef food all day. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've got the top 10 list artwork thing saved in here somewhere.
Oh, right. Yeah. What happens? As the PNG. Is it a PNG or JPEG? It's JPEG, isn't it? Ignore me.
Yeah.
Those two are interchangeable in my brain. He'll just do it as he goes. Scotty, I don't know if you watched one of these before, but what I do, I hand the keys over to you now.
Yep.
You know, I sit back as a lowly spectator and watch you work your magic as you discuss your 10 favourite games of all time, which are the undisputed 10 greatest video games ever made. I'm very excited about this. I've got me thing to put them on the screen for you, just so people forget what we're up to. I can just whack it on the screen. Scotty, without further ado, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10, please.
Number 10, right. Number 10 is probably not, to be honest, I think a lot of these games are going to come out of nowhere.
I love this, mate. I love this already.
I think it's going to be quite surprising for the fact that some people will probably just not realise that I've even owned this console. But this one actually came from one of the main reasons I even bought a PS3. And this, number 10, is Batman Arkham City.
Arkham City. Not Arkham Asylum.
Not Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. Now, I have tried to pick one game from a franchise, just to kind of give it a bit.
I did a similar thing. Yeah, I appreciate that. So, first question, if I may, sorry to interject, if I may, why Arkham City over like Knight and Asylum and Origins?
So I think explaining why not Origins is self-explanatory.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to be. Apparently, that game. I've never played it, but apparently that game's not as bad as everyone seems to.
It's not that bad. I mean, I think one of the best things about Arkham Origins is the fact you do get to play as the Joker.
Okay, I didn't know that, but that sounds cool.
It's quite cool. It's a bit psychedelic. You're basically playing the Joker during the phase when he was the Red Hood, and it kind of explains his sort of rise to being basically this crime lord in this Arkham verse, essentially.
Yeah.
But I might be wrong in this, but I don't think in that one he's voiced by Mark Hamill.
It's Troy Baker, I believe. I could be wrong again, but I think that was Troy Baker because I remember him it was at Comic-Con or something, and people were like, you can't do as good as Mark Hamill. He just did a bit out of Killing Joke book. He fucking smashed it. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I think one thing. I mean, the thing I really appreciate about games is, I mean, obviously you have to just be enjoying the game. That's the main thing you want from the game. You want to be enjoying it. And you want to basically be halfway through, and it has to be a certain amount of time that you kind of have to. Only then do you have to think. You think to yourself, what time is it? And you realize you spent most of your day doing it, and you think
many times, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. And Arkham City, I think out of all the Arkhamverse games, Arkham City is just that is what you get from Arkham City. I mean, I think it builds on from Arkham Asylum very, very well. Arkham Asylum is fantastic. There's no doubt about that. I think the reason Arkham City clinches it for me is the diversity of the playable characters. Because for one thing, you don't just have to play as Batman.
True.
You can swap between Catwoman like basically pretty much on a whim once you get further in the game. And you also have the DLC where you can play as Nightwing as well. And you have the epilogue section where Batman's been captured by Harley Quinn, who's feels sworn because you have the death of the Joker. Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, spoilers.
No, it's cool.
There will be spoilers, but also just it doesn't let go of anything from Arkham Asylum. You still have the wonderful collectibles in the form of the Riddler trophies that you can get as well. But also it just introduces all different parts of the Batman thing, which originally they were just little Easter eggs and the little things that you find and the clues in Arkham Asylum. But then they're there in Arkham City, and you have to deal with the Penguin, and as well as the Joker, as well as Poison Ivy's there, and you find Killer Croc in some prison for some reason. It's you see what's happened above this, and the fact that you're just swinging through Arkham City, and you find that you find the Murder Alley, you have that moment of just sort of respite, and you have that moment of just reflective times where you realize that you are actually Batman. You are there. You're dealing with this man's trauma the entire time. But 50 guys with a bunch of batarangs that appear from nowhere. It's just this fantastic sort of game. You just want to keep swinging around the city, and not saying that you're Spider-Man.
Oh mate, yeah.
The entire time, and it's just this. Yeah, out of all of them, I mean, I did play a bit of Arkham Knight. I wasn't a big fan of the Batmobile stuff. I must admit.
That game had a rough launch, so I was like, I'll play it when it's fixed. It got fixed, and I went back to it. I never went to it.
Well, this is it. Yeah, it needed that time to sort of flesh out. Obviously, graphically, it was much better because it was.
That's the one that's just got new DLC in it.
I believe there's some suits or something in it. Yeah. I think there's a. I can't remember.
I think that's DLC. I was so mad about the Suicide Squad game.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm a bit. Yeah, mate. However, Arkham City, I played that quite a bit when it came out, and there's a bit near the end where the Joker with Harley Quinn, and it's the bit where there's that bit, right? And I was looking around on the floor, and I saw like a positive pregnancy test, and I thought it was really, really cool. It's probably Harley Quinn getting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's pretty
stuff
cool.
like that. It's really cool for that series. Do you know what I mean?
Oh god, yeah. Because I mean, the DC universe, no matter what sort of genre it is, doesn't really belong to anybody anymore. Like you can talk about something. People are just constantly borrowing characters from the DC universe. I mean, anyone who's watched Harley Quinn, and if you haven't, you should. It's bloody amazing, and it
is good. It's a good film.
I haven't seen that one yet. I've heard it's good. Yeah.
It is really good, and the fact it's just absolutely brilliant, and people can just do whatever they want with. But the fact that you actually got to really understand, I think in the Arkham games, you really got to understand what it actually meant to be Batman. I mean, he is himself insane. He knows he's insane. This insane person, and he has to put all these sort of like precautions out and have to have everything ready to make sure that he doesn't just lose it one day.
Yeah.
Which he does anyway. But still, but I think the fact that in Arkham City you are exploring all these different things, and it's not just a case of you realize just how much he has to deal with and what a sort of how much skill he has to have. I mean, there's always that joke that Batman's not really a supervillain and a superhero, and he's not. But
kind of too, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, but the fact that this
kind of
game
suit with money.
well, yeah, exactly. He's almost Iron Man.
Almost, mate.
Yeah, almost Iron Man, but not Iron Man. But the fact is that he has this. Because the game is so diverse in what you have to do. You have your collectibles. The combat system is brilliant. Like, I mean,
for me, just sorry. One thing I do like about that series is you don't start off a weakling little shrimp. You start off as fucking Batman, and you can only go up from there. Do you know what I mean? You take out legions of enemies, and mate, I love it. Sorry, go on.
No, you're absolutely right. In fact, you literally anything else you have to kind of plan strategically, and you think, oh, if I just jump into here, I'm probably going to die. But no, if you're in the middle of the street and you just fly down as Batman, just go for it. And especially when I don't know if you get it from the start, but the fact you can unlock the fact you just dive in and just take someone out immediately, and it's like, oh, and you just kind of start,
Bam.
Everybody, and you throw all these batarangs around, and these bats appear from nowhere, and then you're just confusing people, and then that translates to the side games. We can go into these missions and try and get all these different combos and figure out all these different moves that you have. So, and yeah, you basically get this sort of aspect of a fighting game within this game, because you're trying to figure out, okay, at this point I need to do this combo, at that point I can do that combo, and then I can get takedown at that combo, and you start to figure out all these different things and try and get better at that aspect. But then you've got obviously the problem solving, you've got the aspect of just a normal adventure game. Arkham City is just a complete package full of, and you don't even need to like Batman, to be honest. I mean, it is
I agree with that.
Everybody likes Batman, but yeah.
But that's the thing. You don't even need to like Batman. I mean, you should. I mean, even if you start watching, you're not kind of touch him at one point. You think, that guy sounds familiar, because Kevin Conroy, the guy from the series,
rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. Everyone's watched the series. Everyone will recognize that voice, and you just believe he's Batman.
Yeah, especially Mark Hamill as well. That goes without saying, but Mark Hamill. And shout out to Tara Strong as Harley Quinn as well, because she's mint.
Oh god, yeah.
So good.
Oh, Tara Strong. Yeah, I mean, people, and the fact that her voice as Harley Quinn is translated, across all the Arkhverse, but also into, the Injustice games as well, and basically anything else you could think of where Harley Quinn is not actually, is not played by an Australian lady. It's kind of that is really the voice of Harley Quinn, and that's what kind of makes you really just believe the whole thing. So, ignoring everything else that DC is involved with, this is like something you can get on board with, and you can actually just appreciate you are actually carrying on to the story. Although I mean one thing I guess I could criticize, I don't know how I feel about the Penguin in the game. I must admit, I do like how he's randomly Cockney for some reason.
Yeah.
And in the TV show, whatever that was called, Arkham. I don't know what. Gotham. That's it.
No, Gotham is like shrivelly little American guy. Like he wasn't.
Oh yeah, I know he's like Scott. I thought he was Londoner. Oh well.
No, in the new films, it's Sorry. I was saying in the new films, it's
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, Farrell. Yeah, not Burke. Imagine that.
Yeah, Richard Kind. Wait.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say a lot of the voice casters from the animated series Batman, and I remember watching that when I was younger, thinking this sounds exactly as I'd say it in my head. Do you know what I mean? It's just phenomenal.
Everything is so you have that added factor of nostalgia, despite the fact that it's completely different from the TV show. But because everything is so authentic from that, that's what you love. That's why you feel so being drawn into it in a sort of area of familiarity, without even realizing that that's what's happening. And I think that's what's so good about Arkham and how well it's been built, that you are drawn into the world so much better than any other sort of Batman game, really.
I agree, mate. Yeah. I agree. Scotty, mate, that was beautiful. You've almost sold me. I prefer Asylum, but you almost sold me on City being better.
Yeah.
So that is a job well done. I've been adamant for years, but now I'm a bit. Am I wrong? I don't. But that's the beauty. We're both correct. You know what I mean? That's what makes it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sound is also fantastic. The fact
Yeah.
that every scarecrow like level in that is
Oh,
absolutely
mate.
Yeah, I was sick.
brilliant. And the fact,
Yeah.
and what you're unlocking throughout the game, and you feel like it's you're always on this sort of teetering edge of just kind of like am I trapped in this place or are you trapped with me? It's
Yeah.
that sort of weird
Yeah.
like balance. It's like am I terrified? Wait, no, I'm Batman. What's wrong?
Batman. I'm not scared of this shit, mate. Let's
I
go.
was going to say, yeah, but again, you have those really intense moments where all these bombs left, people are actually dying, and you can't do anything about it. There's that sort of like constant levels of hopelessness throughout the whole game in Arkham Asylum, which I think, and you do generally fear the Joker. I think.
Yeah, he's a bit man.
He's like a big brother in that, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bainbridge, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Sorry, right, I'm just 2 seconds. You've been a bit quiet. What do you think of Arkham City? Is it the 10th greatest game of all time, as Scotty says?
I would have said a 10. Wait a minute, Adam's just messaging me.
Never mind, Adam, mate.
Right, go away, Adam.
We're very busy. This is Dr. D's top 10 greatest games of all time. How dare you?
It is.
It's important.
I agree that it's a good game,
Yeah.
but I don't know about number 10.
Right.
You think you're higher?
I think.
Well,
There's
you're going to do all
part of me
this
that's-
in a few weeks, so never mind
yeah.
what you'd put at number 10, yeah.
Out of the trilogy, Bainbridge,
Yeah,
what
that-
order would you
That was
rate
my,
them?
that's what I meant by the question. Not is it the 10th?
Oh,
Out of the trilogy,
okay.
is Arkham City the best one, or is it Asylum or Night or Origins?
I would definitely say it is the best one in terms of gameplay. I don't agree with the Batmobile mechanics in Night,
You're going to say Night.
but what I do like about Night is the diversity in playable characters, though. Like, there's a lot to take in with that. And especially when you mod it as well, like, oh my god, the mods add so much to it. You can play open world with pretty much any character you want, and it isn't just Batman. But no, City is the best. City is the best.
Okay, cool. Right. Cool.
Lovely.
Scotty,
Yes, sir.
it's a beautiful description of Arkham City. Do you have anything else to add to Arkham City?
No, I think yeah, no, I think I'm happy with that. Apart from that, I haven't talked about it, I kind of want to go back and play it.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I'm like, do I want to play this trilogy again? Oh, whatever. I was like, yes, I do. I think I do. I haven't got time. I'm very busy, mate. Scotty, wonderful stuff, mate. So number 10, Arkham City. Number 9, whenever you're ready, mate.
Number 9, right. This one's gonna be a bit sideways now.
Okay.
And I don't think any people are gonna know about this game, to be honest.
Okay.
Right. So
Loving this part.
indeed. So it's a little known fact that I did also I went cross over the line, and I actually really like Digimon as well. So I think it's because obviously I think basically it was on more than Pokemon. So essentially you get home from school and if everyone used to watch Fox Kids, like Digimon was on there.
Yeah.
And it was
the banger theme tune. I know Pokemon theme tune is legendary, but the Digimon theme tune is banger.
Oh god, yeah, like Digimon, and even when they kind of changed the whole thing and they introduced new characters and the fact they had made everyone grow up and but the continuity, they still kind of kept the whole thing. Apart from some guy going Arbor Digivolve, and the people were still kind of you got on board with the whole thing, and they introduced all these different things. And I think because like the sort of I still remember going to the cinema to see the movie.
Yeah,
it was that exciting. And I think one thing which was so good about that particular era of Digimon as well is because they started to play all these really cool pop punk songs. I think I was already kind of going that way in terms of my what music I liked.
Your taste was going sort of that road, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So I can still remember like a couple of the songs saying "You run around, I mean the lyrics are ridiculous when you think about it. But at the time, the song was so catchy, and recently the whole movie is actually on YouTube. If you want to rewatch it. Yeah, the whole movie is. But there are songs in that which I thought that explains so much. Like in one part of the film, like there's a song called "All My Best Friends Are Metalheads" by Less Than Jake, which is one of my.
What a banger that is!
Yeah,
that is a class A banger, Scotty, mate.
Songs ever seen. I actually saw them the other day. They never lose their touch. They're absolutely fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah, they played at Wolverhampton and they were absolutely spot on.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it the Civic Hall? Civic Hall.
See, yeah, no, well, yeah, Civic Hall. Yeah.
I saw Ed Sheeran there.
Ed Sheeran was Civic Hall.
Well, not like just after his first just after the Orange album. I can't remember what it's called, but that one.
Oh yeah. Oh, that makes more sense. But
it was like,
Yeah, but they go. But this is what I mean. Looking back at that I think it wasn't just the fact I liked Digimon at the time. It was just the fact that the whole thing encompassed what I was going to be like in the future. And looking back, I realized they had that song. They even had there's another song called "The Impression That I Get" by the Mighty Mighty Boss.
My boss of stuff. Damn it! I'm gonna show off then. Booming.
No, you got there. Yeah, I saw you. I saw
Just
you
about,
going
I think. Just about.
Yeah.
Only because of Donkey Konga that song's in, by the way. Just gonna
That's Donkey Konga.
It's in Donkey Konga. I swear down. It's not the version, but it is the song.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. But yeah, but that's what I mean. These songs were featured in this. I mean, also like 1 Week by.
Don't. Oh fuck.
Spice Girls.
Ladies. Is that right?
I was close.
That's similar.
That would be a different song.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. I think this is what sort of like. Obviously, they have their own their own sort of really, really fast-paced music in it, and yeah, I think it was very easy to get into Digimon because but at the same time, it's a lot more serious than Pokemon, and especially when you kind of move out to the third series, which involves cards. Digimon are actually the main Digimon are actually dying, and the characters have to deal with the grief of it, and it gets pretty serious despite the monsters running around. And that brings me to the actual game.
I was gonna say if you said the game, I'm pretty sure you didn't say it. Yeah. No, sorry, mate. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So this is actually a big rewind to the PlayStation 1.
I've already written the game what I think it is.
I know.
On the thing.
I can't remember what the name is, but I know it's expensive to buy now. I think. I think Grant's got a copy.
It's not Digimon World.
Okay,
I know what it is. I know what it is.
That's not what I thought it was. I'm fuming.
Can I take a guess, Dr. D?
Go on, take a guess.
Digimon Rumble Arena.
Oh, that was I actually wrote down 17 games, and that was there.
Okay.
Honorable mention, yeah, as well as Digimon Rumble Arena 2, which was on the GameCube.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, but again, which were essentially Digimon versions of Smash Brothers, but they were like
basically.
They're brilliant. But actually, no, the game I've written down is Digimon Digital Card Battle.
Oh, okay.
So I told you you wouldn't have heard of it.
I'll give you that. I've not heard of this.
No.
Which is why I love doing these kind of things. Digimon Digital Card Battle, is that what...
That's it. Yeah. There's a picture of like Omnimon and Paildramon on the front of it. Now, I'm a big TCG guy. Like, I grew up playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to organise tournaments. I used to win.
I've seen the cover. I'm just going to throw that in there. I've seen the cover. So a bit of redemption there from me. But go on. Sorry.
I've recognised it. Yeah. So, so I used to win Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments. I used to organise Pokemon and again win Pokemon.
Bainbridge used to do Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, didn't you, Bainbridge?
I did.
You got battered and stopped.
I did. Also true.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
For me, the meta got confusing, and I mean, I keep going. Every now and then, I go back to playing Yu-Gi-Oh games. I've got some of the. I mean, I never got into Duel Links properly, but there's a few. I think I've got the same Yu-Gi-Oh game on PS5 and on the Switch, which does get updated and has all the update games.
Yeah, is it the? I forgot what it's called. I know which one you mean, though. Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I've got it on my phone. I think.
Yeah, but
I don't play them.
Well, yeah, no, like you have to learn the whole game, and it's just
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a whole thing. But the reason I've chosen this game is because for a couple of reasons. One, for a PlayStation 1 game, the graphics in this game were absolutely phenomenal. Like, I've played PS2 games with worse graphics than Digimon Digital Card Battle. The reason I think it's because most of it, the graphics doesn't even really come into it. Most of it is clearly just JPEGs of drawings of cities and little thumbnails of characters, because it's all mostly just text-based conversations. But the actual fighting animations in between them, when the Digimon kind of burst out of the actual cards, and they kind of scream and they kind of size each other up before they do their attacks, it's incredible. And it's lazy because there are a lot of Digimon which are literally just palette swaps of colours, to be honest. But
I thought I've got a little clip here, and I swear it's just like a red Agumon. Do you know what I mean?
Literally, yeah. There's a red Agumon. There's a white. There's a white Agumon. There's a bunch of different toy Agumon. Yeah, a lot of it is quite lazy.
Jam, Agumon's the little orange dinosaur, mate.
Is it?
Yeah, what you mate.
I think we're probably watching the same video because I can see a red one now as well.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. Sorry, Scotty. Carry on, mate.
That's okay.
I beg your pardon.
No problem. But I think the wonderful thing is because it combined all this basically low effort sort of like low effort sort of graphics, but the one where they actually did put the effort in, the graphics at the time were absolutely just mind blowing, and the way that the attacks formed, they were better than Pokemon Stadium. They were better at anything that was sort of comparable at the time. And the card game was complicated enough to kind of actually form a strategy, but it wasn't it wasn't that difficult, and at the same time, the way that the game, basically the way that the actual game works is that you have to get 3 knockouts. So it's more like Pokemon than most other games.
Like prize cards, a Pokemon card game.
Prize cards,
kind of like,
yeah, pretty much, yeah. So you have to basically start off with your basic Digimon, and then you can and then you digivolve it as you go up. You go from key to champion.
Give it rocket launchers and shit, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, literally, yeah. Like that's the thing. These crazy things can actually. You can go from having this little frog, which evolves into some random tank in the sky that fires a bunch of missiles. there's no actual like logic to what kind of things involved. As long as you've got the same sort of like color, and you get it's usual sort of thing that it's based on magic in terms of you have all your different archetypes. With that, fire was like a glass cannon type thing. We had low HP but high attack. Water was high defense but low like countering. It's very nature was based on healing. Dark I have all the horrible things, and I think that might have been it actually. But there's also rare, which were just basically just bad. Just don't use them. Like
don't use them, mate.
No, all the other ones were the Digimon that looked like shit. That's the all the ones they were all in that category.
Yeah, right.
But at the same time, you're gathering points as well. You start off with your partner Digimon, so you start with Vmon.
Mm-hmm.
And you acquire other ones throughout the game. And the thing which I think is also so memorable about this game is that it tries to break you, and you've not even finished the game yet. But then all of a sudden, like the plot seems to actually like manifest itself, and then because obviously you're set in a digital world, and then everything can happen based on computers, and all of a sudden you're just playing the game and everything is fine, and then you think you've just beat the last gym, and then all of a sudden the guy you've just beaten is just repeating himself, and you think, what's happening? And all of a sudden the screen goes black, and a PowerShell browser comes up, and then basically you realize that some guy is hacking, and it goes really dark, and this guy literally hacks the game. So I didn't, and I thought it was, how you have levels in video games where you're not actually meant to win.
Yeah.
Like kind of like in Sword and Shield when you see Zacian and you can't do anything about it, he just runs off. It's like that. Well, it feels like that, but then no, you are actually supposed to beat this guy, and this guy has all these cards which are not basically accessible until like a good few hours later in the game once you've got past this. And he's literally hacking your deck. So he knows exactly what card is coming out exactly the same time, and he puts your partner card at your bottom of your deck. So he immediately puts you in this big deficit, and weeks I spent trying to beat this guy, thinking what the strategy would be, because he basically gets some rookie. He uses this card called Download a Digivolve, which basically means that you ignore all costs for anything, and you just get this gigantic.
Get it? Yeah.
Yeah, you get like. I think for him it was a Pokemon, so basically the big bad from the first series, and he has this like 900 like attack thing, which when most of your starting Digimon have about 400 HP, and you have no hope pretty much, and like so you're basically your only way to basically win is to just keep countering him and hope he's stupid enough to pick pick like the circle attack. So everyone has 3 different attacks, specifically circle, triangle, or your X attack.
Is that like the triangle from like Fire Emblem and stuff? So it's the sword beats this, the arrow beat. I can't remember the way around, but is it similar to that? So what, rock paper scissors? So
no, it feels like rock paper scissors, but no, but it feels like it should be. But it's actually like they're just like again like all the attacks are like archetypes. So circle was usually the most powerful attack that the person had. The triangle one was like a medium attack, but there are less counters in the game.
Yeah,
it's triangle, so it's like a safer option. And then your X attack was your weaker attack, but your X attack has special abilities. So sometimes it would do no damage, but it would give you a counter.
Right.
So, but again, that was all based on prediction. So it would only counter your opponent's X moves or your circle moves. And you basically, so the only you're beating this guy called, and all he was called was A, and you don't know why he's hacking the game, apart from the fact he just wants to take over the digital world, and all of a sudden he's just there flashing in your face, and you're like, I don't know what I'm meant to be doing. And the whole game turns into like all the colors change, and he's like, this got very serious all of a sudden. And so you're basically desperately trying to reset the game, and like, I hope I didn't save, and go back to the start where you were beforehand. Like, which is impossible, but at one point, because the gym that you're having to do is like you have to beat 6 people in a row, and you get to save halfway through it. But if you do save, you're screwed because you can't change anything.
Yeah, that's a catch-22 in it. It's like you can't.
So, Scotty, did you figure this out all on your own over weeks?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So
these are the glory days I'm talking about, where you can't Google it.
No, I couldn't. Yeah, I didn't. I had no. I started dial-up. Like my only access to the internet was on my dad's laptop. So my dad used to be.
But even so, then, like, I mean, the
Well, you
information is
couldn't
probably
just
out
type
there.
it in, and there was like pages and pages and pages of guides.
Yeah.
Jumping.
Just saying why it was just better when
Yeah.
back in the day when games you had to figure it out yourself. It could take weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah, and it did. I mean, and the thing,
Glory days they are.
Oh yeah, there were good days. I remember that. There's like one other guy because there's someone I went to school with who was able to actually like copy PlayStation 1 games and then play it on his because I think it had chipped PS1, so we would basically copy that game and he was playing it as well. And we were both trying to do it, and we just couldn't bloody do it and trying to figure it out. Eventually, I had to work out that. Like, I mean, I was lucky that I went for the fire type of to start off with because that fire types had loads of counters for the stronger attacks. So all you had to do is just. But even then, if there's no guarantee, you just had to hope that the guy was just greedy, and you were just like chipping away at this guy's this guy's HP. I think if you did it 3 times, you would eventually take him out. And then, but after that, because every game would start the exact same way, and after that, it was always a case of. I don't know. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, don't know. But
Yeah,
you did it eventually, right? You did it. You managed to get it done, and
yeah, I still remember like calling my friend saying, "I did it at BA," and I was
they're like, "Who is this? What you want about?"
Pretty much, yeah. I was like, "Oh, okay. Were we that bothered about this?" Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
They've already moved on, and you're there just grinding this dude. And
Yep.
Oh.
Pretty much. Yep. Yeah.
I feel that, mate. I feel that in my gut.
Oh god, yeah. I think at that point they'd given up and started playing Hogs of War, and I was like, "Oh no."
Oh wow,
No.
a banger game, mate.
I mean, again, yeah, it was a brilliant game.
Yeah. So, Bainbridge,
Yeah, mate.
you like Digimon, I think.
I do like Digimon.
Have you played this game?
I have not now.
No.
But
Okay.
it does intrigue me.
It is. Yeah. Looking at some of the.
I might have to
not-
acquire it.
Like I said, I'm not ignoring you, Scotty. I'm just trying to get context of what you're saying by Google images and a brief little clip. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it does look good, man. It does look good.
Well, and it held up because there was a time I did go back to it on an emulator program, and it did like I was still just
Scotty,
still enjoying it.
we don't say the E word here. We say acquired it. You know what I'm saying?
I acquired it.
You acquired it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I acquired it.
It didn't.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna see. I got a feeling this game's gonna be quite expensive. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna look on eBay. So yeah. Oh, it's not that bad. 45 quid. Well, not too bad.
45 quid, but yeah.
Considering what some of the you eBay Castlevania Symphony of the Night Special Edition. You're talking 900 quid. You know what I'm saying? But 45 is quite modest, isn't it? What do you reckon?
Pretty good.
I mean, it's more than I paid for it at the time. So
Yeah.
Digimon holds its value.
Yeah, it does.
Or increases in value in some cases.
Yeah.
In some cases, somebody's trying to sell it for. Oh, someone's got it sealed and graded. Shut up, you gimp.
Yeah.
Just open it and play it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Just actually enjoy it. Like, yeah, it's there. I'm going to put. I'm going now to put it away and never look at it ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice,
I mean,
nice.
not
Scotty,
that
that was beautiful, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm intrigued now. Do you know? But however, not as intrigued as your number 8 pick. Unless you have anything else to say about Digimon Digital Card Battle. What's it called?
Digimon Digital Card Battle. Yeah.
Yes, got it right. Anything else before we move on to number 8?
No, I mean, I think I will try and. It's made me want to kind of like because I never actually got to the very end because.
Oh, is that not the very end?
No, I mean that's what I mean. That part of the game that's halfway through the game, and then you have to go. You get to go to other full-on cities and do various
wow
hard games. Yeah,
that's really. Now I'm really intrigued. Do you know what I'm saying? I was a bit. Now I'm really in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a really big game, and then you start to see all these other Digimon that you can acquire and kind of figure out all the different strategies, and people start to kind of the guys you go against start to run more mixed decks as well. So it's quite it's quite.
I don't mean funny. You'd smash this up now. This game. This is.
Yeah, when
fodder
I went back,
for you, mate.
It was much easier. I must have been.
Yeah,
I was like,
fodder for you now, mate. This game, fodder. Scotty, mate.
Yes, sir.
When your own time, number 8, please.
Number 8, I think it's going to get us back on track for what's more mainstream.
Okay.
And my number 8, again, it's probably not. Again, I like to think that a lot of these games are going to mention it. Not anything that I've ever mentioned that I've alluded to that I like.
To be honest with you,
Yeah.
We've only ever talked about Smash Bros. I think, me and you.
Literally, yeah.
This is all fucking wonderful for me.
well, hopefully it's going to get a bit more, even more wonderful. So, because my number 8 pick is Borderlands. I bloody love Borderlands.
First one.
Yep, the first one.
Jam likes Borderlands a lot.
No.
Yeah, Borderlands is Borderlands. I mean, what?
Sorry, just before you go on, I'm so sorry. Have you seen the trailer for the film today?
There's a trailer. I've seen the poster. But I've
There's
not
a
seen
trailer.
Trailers
Yeah.
out there, yeah.
Kate Blanchett. It looks. Lilith. I think. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not a Borderlands guy.
No, it is Liv. You're right. Yeah.
Jack Black does a great job as Claptrap. Is it?
It's Claptrap. Yeah.
And is it Krieg, the big guy?
Yeah.
I might be going mad here. I don't know. And Kevin Hart looks great.
Kevin Hart does look great.
But I mean, it looks like Borderlands. If that's any sort of like, I'm not bit. I've played 2 a bit, and I played a little bit. I played a little bit of all of them, but
yeah,
I'm not like a Borderlands guy. But you obviously are.
Yep.
Mr. Doctor D, I should say. I beg your pardon. Carry on.
Yeah, so Borderlands, was definitely a step away from what I was used to playing. I must admit, but I mean, because a lot of this was like during my days when I was sort of venturing on to just actually play, remembering that I have friends, and I was basically able to save enough money for like a gold membership on Xbox Live, and I actually got to run around with some friends and actually like go through these games, and actually like play through it. But the fact, I mean, it's one of those wonderful. I mean, there's a lot more games like it now, but I think at the time there wasn't many games.
It was definitely sort of
a trendsetter.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah. It one of these flagship games where you're playing an FPS, but it has all the elements of an RPG at the same time, and you got to pick all your and the fact you still had your skill tree, you still had your all these massive cache of weapons that you could play. To suit all the different ways that you want to.
What's the number they use to describe it? Is it a gazillion?
Yeah,
they do say it on the bottom. I can't remember. Sorry. Go on.
I think it's like a gazillion guns. Yeah, I think you are right. Yeah, I still remember that from the trailer. But from the moment, like that Cage the Elephant song starts playing, and the skag basically gets run over, and you're there, and the person who may be involved in the plot, but just tells you things. He's explaining everything. You got to pick what you got to pick. Who you're going to play as. I think I played as Roland. Is it Roland? Basically the ex-soldier. I think I played as him most of the time.
You asking me or telling me? I have no idea.
I'm just musing really. Like,
ain't no rest for the wicked. I've got to get that in there. I'm so sorry.
Money don't grow on trees.
Yeah. Jam's like, what on earth are you on about? Real music, James, mate.
I'll play Borderlands 1. I'll play Borderlands 2 and 3. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm just gonna flex. A little bit of a flex. Do you know the songs in 2 and 3, Scotty? Oh, fucking hell.
He doesn't even know.
That's a good question, mate.
You know what you're talking about.
No, it's called Short Change Hero and... Did you play 2 and 3, Scotty?
I haven't got around to playing 3. I've got 3, but I've never actually got around to playing.
Right, okay. Well, the band that do the music in them 2 games, I met the lead singer. There you go.
Did you actually?
I have, yeah. I've seen him live 3 times, I think. 2 or 3 times.
That's super, mate.
That guy thought you was a gimp as well.
Yeah, that guy said this guy is a tremendous person, mate.
Probably called you a gimp.
No, mate, no. Scotty's gonna learn us about Borderlands, mate, so I beg your pardon.
Carry on.
Yeah, I mean, Borderlands is how to make a game that is actually funny.
I agree.
Yeah, Borderlands is like, I mean, obviously the whole thing is fantastic. The fact there's also like random enemy system where something that's just randomly a badass is just really, really funny. And so, sometimes you think you hit a weak spot and you haven't, and then sometimes you haven't, and then you have, and it's like, okay, well that took loads of damage, but I don't know why. That's fine. And
Yeah.
you're just kind of going through things, and all of a sudden, like, you feel like you might die at some ventures or on some quests, and you don't, and then vice versa. But I think the thing which is one thing that's so good about it is it's just so long, and you go from all these different bosses. And you have that lovely sort of. I think again, this is one of the games I think we kind of like started this whole splat screen trend where you saw like the boss suddenly appears and you go and like box there he is.
Whether the name splurges on the
yeah, exactly. You see where, and I mean sometimes it's a bit disorientated because the person appears. I think the first boss is just kind of like basically just like a leader of the psychos, and then you're like, yeah, there he is, and then you zoom back where you were in the map, and you're like, wait, hang on, where is he? And,
yeah,
like where am I going? but the fact that that keeps going on, and it's that beautiful game where there's just enough side quests and like that you could just keep going. Like you can either level yourself up and acquire more guns.
I'll just do this one more before I go to bed and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, that was my big on doing that. Just one more before bed. One more before bed.
One more.
That's how you know a game is really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think like Borderlands has kept me like up to like 2 a.m. sometimes, without even realizing it, because it was like, well, just one more. You just sort of check your mission logs. It's like, I can quickly do that. Even when you're playing the DLC, when you have to drive for about 5 hours just to get to somewhere first. I think a General Knox is, which is probably one of the most funny.
I have no idea. I'll take your word for it. Do you know what I mean?
General Knox, that DLC is hilarious because that introduces more sort of vehicle driving, but also you kind of witnessing the breakdown of a man whilst you're actually like playing the game, because every now and then you find a new area, and this man is basically literally with a boss baby. He's literally talking about someone who's a baby and his boss, and he's like, I had to change the guy's diaper today, and I'm definitely gonna kill you now. Okay, and he's just this guy, and slowly like he knows he's the boss, he knows he's in charge, and he resents it so much. And you're trying to get to him, and you almost feel like you're doing him by the time you get to his little fortress and you have to beat his like multi-phase battle, you almost feel like you're doing him a favor. And
yeah, mate.
I think the worst. Sorry, wait, go on.
I was just saying, characters in Borderlands is great because one of my favorite villains is in 2, Handsome Jack. Yeah, and you didn't need to say who it was. You knew it was.
One of the best villains ever.
Yeah, class, mate. Some of the I can't remember off the top of my head, but some of the lines he's got are just some of the best lines a villain has in any video game ever.
Same. I'm the same. I remember like just every now and then you sort of just to pause the game just to get like the laughing out of the way, because he just gets so outrageous and so hilarious.
He's a twat as well, but he's like. You want to smash his face in, but you're laughing your head off at him. Do you know what I mean? It's funny.
Exactly. It's like, you're all right. I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna kick your head in.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, and I didn't almost say Borderlands 2, but I think the reason I kept with Borderlands is because Borderlands knew what it had to do, and I think because of that, there's so much like pop culture reference in it as well. Particularly like the zombie DLC. I mean, it's quite intimidating as most zombie things are, but the fact that you have all these different references to all of the like obviously loads of Night of the Living Dead stuff, and they keep calling like the Living Ned because that's the lazy like villain that they form based on the actual Doctor that exists in the normal game. Yeah, and then you got the Scooby Doo references as well, and they've got.
Is there actually Scooby Doo references in that?
There actually is, yeah. Mate. There's a character who's like you do work out that he's been killed, but you find like a recording and it's like, "Gee, Skaggy," and
of course, mate, of course.
Yeah. I think all these little pop culture references, and even the fact that some of the mission names are clearly like puns on other like pop culture references, things. I think that's and that sort of carried on the fact that one of the bad guys. Or one of the badasses that you can defeat in 2 is a creeper from Minecraft, and they kind of realize like all these different things that they need to incorporate to keep everything kind of going. But yeah, I think Borderlands is just one of those lovely, and even like playing, and I still like I've got really fond memories of getting to the second main boss, which is this giant lobster thing called a Chromorax.
Yeah.
I remember, and I never had the time to level up high enough to get to that level. But I remember like looting it with friends of mine who bothered to do that and had about 500 all these like platinum like guns and all like this massive gold ones or the purple guns, and they made that and I was just there dying all the time and respawning and coming in, but I'll take your guns, thank you.
That's exactly what my whole experience with Borderlands was like.
Yeah.
Yep, nice.
That was my experience with Diablo 3.
Just dying all the time, respawning, dying, respawning, dying, respawning.
Yeah. But it was fine. I'd throw my turret out every now and then. I feel like I was doing something.
Mm-hmm. Do a little bit of damage at least, you know what I mean?
I contributed. Everything's fine.
Yeah, mate. Did you play Wonderlands?
Oh yeah, because that was based on
Tiny Tina's, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah.
Tiny Tina.
Yeah. No, I didn't. In short, I didn't.
Is that something you're interested in, or are you like a purist when it comes to Borderlands? You don't want that magical.
Oh no, I would definitely give it a go. I mean, that Tiny Tina's like as a character again in Borderlands 2 was hilarious, and
that was one of the characters.
Yeah. I kind of remember like see where they were going with Tiny Tina as well. So yeah, I would definitely play it. I just and to be honest, I kind of forgot it was. I kind of took me a few seconds to realize that actually it was part of the Borderlands.
Yeah.
Like
Andy Samberg in it as well, which is random as fuck, but
Oh, absolutely. Well,
It is what he wants, mate.
I didn't know that actually. I didn't know Andy Samberg.
Yeah, I
was
don't
in
know who
it.
he plays. I know he's in it. That's all I can tell you. Sure.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough.
But I don't want to like usher you into anything, Scotty. But I do have Tiny Tina's Wonderland on my computer, so
Oh,
maybe one day.
maybe one day.
Maybe one day we'll go on it, and there it is.
There'll be a time. There'll be a time.
Yeah, mate. Oh, Bainbridge,
Yes, mate.
you've been a bit quiet again, mate. Do you like Borderlands or not?
You're gonna hate me.
I don't hate you. Again, it's not my list, mate.
Angels has never
Scotty's
played it.
gonna
I bet.
hate you.
I've never played Borderlands.
Not even for 5 minutes and got bored of it.
No, not even then.
Not even that. Scotty,
Not
what would you
even
say
that.
to that? Get a grip, mate. It's like £3 now. Go
Right,
and play
I'll tell
it.
you what, Bainbridge, if you ever want to play Borderlands, don't play it with people that like playing it.
Okay.
I will agree with that, Jam. Yep. Because people will go won't shut up about it if you are playing.
No, it's not that. So when I played it, I played with Bish and Grant, and they
And me.
were veterans of the game, and they're like, "I'll play with us."
He
Like,
played with me
okay,
as well, Scotty. He's just being rude.
Jack, mate, you're forgettable though,
You're-
so it don't
you're
matter.
crap game.
I'm
but
tremendous,
basically,
mate.
because they knew exactly what they were doing, where they were going, what to do this, that, and the other. I was just lost. I was literally just following them like a sheep. They were
Yeah.
telling me what to do, and I wasn't enjoying it because I was just running around shooting things that they were shooting.
No, I can understand that, especially in like I think in the Borderlands. If you're playing Borderlands 2, the maps are a lot bigger, and there's those are like ice areas which are kind of boring to navigate if you're just following somebody. So yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean,
Net,
if you just play
Netbeard
like
says it's a great game. Sorry, Scotty. Hi, Netbeard. He's in the chat. He says it's a great
yeah.
game. So you've got
a fan.
a fellow Borderlands over there.
That's fantastic. Yeah, like Panic Beard. if you do want to play it, I mean, you can get all three. You can get the first few games on Switch. Like, just like
Yeah. The pennies now, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? The pennies. So
Fun fact: I've got Borderlands 1 and 2 sealed on my shelf over there.
Fun fact: I've got Borderlands 2 Game of the Year edition sealed. I think is it sealed? It might not be sealed. It might not be
I
sealed.
think it was with you, Jack, in Tesco's. I found it on Tesco's shelf for £5.
Yeah, I found it in. Are you sure it wasn't Asda? I found it in Asda.
I know I bought mine in Tesco.
I bought mine in Asda. It must have been the same thing. It must have been like, oh, let's get rid of these.
The double pack I got.
I just got the Game of the Year. Borderlands
Yeah, I
2
got
Game of the
double
Year
pack,
for
1 and
the
2.
Xbox 360. Oh my god!
Well, actually, I think I've got Borderlands 2 Xbox 360. I think because I've got that, I never actually played on the Xbox 360. I ended up playing Borderlands 2 on Switch.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to remember. I've seen you play a handful of Switch games. Borderlands 2 is one of them. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, oh, that's different because it's normally a fighting game. But do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
mate,
exactly.
yeah, wonderful stuff, mate. Scotty, I'm loving this list already, mate. We're only 3 games in. Anything else on Borderlands before we move on to number 7?
No, I think you're
happy with that? Yeah.
I'm just super
Wonderful,
excited.
wonderful stuff.
Can't wait to see that. I'm glad Jack Black is just everywhere again. So big fan of this.
Love Jack Black, mate. He's so fucking good, mate.
He is.
But Kung Fu Panda 4, let's go, baby. Scotty, mate. Speaking of bangers, can we have your number 7 whenever you're ready, mate?
Now, once again, I don't think this is something that I've ever even mentioned, and
Oh, I love these, mate. Come on,
I think it's something you're gonna particularly like, Jack.
me.
My number 7 is Gears of War 3. That is.
Sorry, I thought you had good taste in games. To be fair,
shut up.
I knew you'd
Shut
I knew you'd be
your
divisive.
whole mouth, mate.
Big fan.
I've Gears of War 3, Scotty, is on my list as well, and I think it's about this. It's 5, 6, or 7-ish. I've said my piece in Gears of War 3. You go.
Yeah. So
Before you do. Sorry.
I knew you'd have the statue. I friggin' knew you'd have the statue. Amazing. I went the one down. I got the legendary version with the cog. Like
that's up there. You get that? That's up there somewhere.
You did, yeah. I think you did get that one. I couldn't splurge for that one at the time.
Yeah, no, mate. I was pushing it, but I was like, I need this, mate. So, Gears of War 3. Why is it the 7th best game of all time?
Gears of War 3 is it like again like I was talking.
Is the better than 2, by the way? Sorry, carry on.
Pretty much because it's better than 2, and that's kind of the main thing for it. 2 is fantastic as well. Like the they've really got their the introduction of Horde in 2 was just an absolute like literal game changer.
We haven't really gone back as a medium, have we? Horde mode is in everything. You know? Sometimes it's shoe on, but sometimes it's nice mode. You know what I mean? Sorry, go on.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Sometimes it kind of works, and then I mean, I remember when the Halo series tried to do it with the ODST games, but it just didn't have the same like because you couldn't set all the traps, you couldn't set all the. You couldn't kind of like leave the minds of like
not knocking ODST, of course, but I know what you mean.
ODST is brilliant still. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. But the fact, you can't. Sometimes you just can't play with the original. And the fact that you're going over these games, you're picking everything up. You're there with your friends at this like common goal that isn't capture the flag or something. You're trying to just get rid of all these different things.
Just if it moves, kill it, kind of thing.
Literally, yeah. And every single time, like I think that like. I know it was kind of the mainstream thing at the time, but I think this is one of the games that made you put a headset on because you had to be waiting for someone to go grind. You know, like and you like shit, and then this guy that has this minigun that's coming after you, or
like
boom.
Like that as much as I do like the thing in Apex with the what's it called, Jam? Where you ping stuff. Is it called ping?
Yeah, it's called ping.
Fucking look at me. As much as I love that. With that, you just need right. Where the fuck is he? And he's over here with me. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm down 2 seconds. Bang, in a bit.
Literally, yeah. And the entire time, like you sort of like kind of torn at what point because playing Horde mode is so different to playing online. I mean, like Gears Online is always fantastic, and once you realise that you have to spend spend that time emptying half your shotgun to kind of like get your nice perfect reload before you kind of like run up with a shotgun the entire time. But and there's always that worry about whether you should be doing that to try and wait for some like one of the priest things to kind of come out before he starts summoning and like reviving everything the entire time, or you try and pick up one of those bigger weapons and you think, okay, do I have to save this for some time, and there's always that satisfaction of waiting. Okay, I've got this gun. Like this is gonna be a good execution. And you realize you work out what your favorite executions are. Personally, like it's just a toss up between the torque bow and the long shot. There are some very good ones as well. But the fact that you kind of have to sledgehammer with the long shot is just kind of
long shot. I'd say for me.
I think long shot as well. It's also a massive slap in the face because why would you be up close and personal with someone with that anyway? It's a sniper rifle.
Yeah,
it's the ultimate sort of like piss take because you're using a long range weapon to kill them up close and personal. I think that's one of the things about it. Apart from the fact is like, like I said, the reason that Gears 3 takes it is because I think you get the most investment. I think. And it's one of those things where everything just comes full cycle. I mean, I don't think anyone can forget that first trailer for Gears of War where you got that Gary Jules song playing.
Legendary trailer, mate.
Oh, absolutely! That trailer is absolutely fantastic, and like even though that was allegedly a Christmas song, it's just the Gears of War.
It's Gears of War song, especially in. I'm probably going to say this in a second, but Gears of War 3 with I'll say the death scene and piano. It's not the song; it's just the piano bit, but it's. I had to pause the game and I had to stop for a few minutes because I saw it coming a mile off, but with the sight it was beautifully done.
Yeah, that's one of the scenes that one scene sets it apart. I think from all of. I mean, there's loads of harrowing moments in Gears. It's just the nature. It's just the nature of the game. But I think. I remember like I was running through it on Legendary, and I think that scene is not long because I think I spent ages trying to beat the Lambent Berserker with a friend of mine. That took a long time, because he starts leaving.
I can imagine it did, mate. You know what I mean?
A long time, yeah. You're on insane mode, but and you have that horrible level leading up to that point where you're just surrounded by these exploding zombie people and all the locusts are all around you again, and you there's no sort of obvious sign it's going to end.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden this cutscene just comes in, and then.
Dom's like, Dom knows what he has to, Dom knows what he has to do, and it's like, oh fuck. Like, you knew it was going to happen, but not like this.
No,
but like this because he's a hero, obviously. But
he's absolutely he's a hero, and it is his knife that finishes everything off in the end. But the fact it is that horrible. You're in this horrible, intense, situation where you're running for your life. You're trying to make sure someone is like down. You realize you can't shotgun people up because they might be an exploding person and take you out. And then all of a sudden the cutscene comes in, and then that happens with you are just left there, just reflective and waiting, and you feel the anguish of Marcus, and it's just. And
it's John DiMaggio screams as well as Marcus. He's just
and he's
Bender, isn't it?
Save him, and you feel and even like even his scene from Gears 2 is still fresh in your mind, where he finds his wife and he doesn't know what to, that's still fresh in your mind of what Dom is having to basically deal with, going through this horrible situation, and for him to finally get that desperate to kind of go through it, and the fact that it is one of the things that Marcus finally sort of breaks this stoicness, and you see the anger when he's kind of talking to the sort of slum dictator later on, where he has to kind of try and get the fuel later on down the line, and you see his actual anguish about this, but just in general, John DiMaggio voice acting in it is just
incredible,
incredible, absolutely incredible,
and Ice-T's in it as well.
Yeah,
because he is. Why not?
Because he plays that dictator who basically gets into a shouting match with.
Is his name Griffin, or is it
Griffin? No, you're right. It's Griffin. Yeah,
I mean, I'm right.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then you finally figure out what's going on with his father, and then
and he's like, oh, by the way, lads, his father's alive. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah, literally, like, where did that come from?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, exactly. So sure, that might as well happen.
Yeah. So why not?
Yeah, cool, sure, and yeah. So I think, I mean, it has the same best thing about Gears. The fact that this everything about Gears of War. I always try and compare Gears of War to Dead Space for some reason.
I know what you mean.
I think it's because obviously they're two very different games, but realistically they shouldn't be.
Yeah, they're the same but different.
They're very horrible. They've got these big horrible monsters which can be infected and transformed from other people, and there's a lot of dismemberment involved. It's very bloody and gory. But you're Marcus Phoenix.
Marcus fucking Phoenix, mate. Get out of my way.
Phoenix.
Be quiet.
That's how you spell it.
It is. Well, it is. It's like F-E-N-I-X. Yeah, Marcus Phoenix. Yeah.
Marcus Phoenix, mate. Yeah, and Gears 3, I can't remember if it's Gears 3 or it's the back end of Gears 2, where you're going about Lambent, and it's like you find out there's this like civil war between the Locust and Lambent, and you think, what the fuck is going on here? And
and you see them fighting and people are exploding, and you're just like stuck in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's like, lads,
how do I navigate this? Yeah. And the entire time you're basically having to just pretty much switch on the Halo ring to basically get rid of everything and just start fresh. And I think that's the thing that kind of sets it apart from Gears 2. Gears 2, I mean, in my opinion, the Gears 2 ending is quite disappointing, just because.
Do you mean the last thing where you just hammer a door on the big brewmac and then it's done?
It feels very much. You don't feel you did anything. It's very much climax. I mean, I like the scene when you're riding the brewmac. That's quite cool.
Yeah,
and, that's quite fun. But the scene where you're just going.
It's like.
Yeah, I don't feel like I did anything.
Yeah,
literally.
I agree. 100%. I agree.
That's boring. Whereas you finally get rid of the queen, and you're kind of like you're trying to like fend him off while getting rid of everything else. You're finally trying to kind of like give your father some sort of like I can't think of the word, but some sort of like high to go out on, some sort of I don't know. I
know what you mean, mate.
Redemption. That's the word. Like some sort of redemption to try to like make up for the sins and serving this horrible queen person the entire time. And once again, you're losing all these characters. You Hoffman's gone. Like the mayor's gone. You're kind of being forced in this area of desperation, but you still have all access to all these different things. You're still going around. And also, I think if I'm right in saying that introduced like the manual Lancer into the game as well, which was in the books as well already. But the fact that you're just going just like
the charge and the knife on it. Yeah, but I've got books behind me. I've got it behind me. They might not be behind me. They might be in the other room. But I've got comics behind me, I think.
Not only comics, but the fact that you've got that finally gets introduced as an playable thing in Gears 3, and you're just literally running at people, and that's one of the and going back to the horde mode, you kind of like it's like when you're eating your food or anything, you just save the best for last, and when you're down to like one wretch or that one like just like one grub that's just running around with a hammer burst, and you're just like right
no man.
You just charge the guy with your like manual lance. So like,
yeah. Did you play online a lot? Did you? Gears 3.
I think one of the games I did play
death matches and shit like
that. I thought it was fantastic.
One thing that annoyed me as a veteran Gears of War player, you know what I mean? The sawn-off shotgun really rattled me, and I should have known better to be killed by it. But it was too easy just to walk up to someone behind someone and just go bang.
Yeah,
It was too wide. Oh, it was. I understand they were trying to get new players in and feel comfortable, but
yeah.
it rattled me, mate.
I am surprised. I must admit, I'm surprised he brought it out because I mean the general like meta for Gears of War 2 was literally, as I said, just to kind of get your active reload on your Nasher.
Yeah, National Active Reload, bang, 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 done. In a bit.
Run away. Like I mean, like, and that's basically what you did for most of it until you managed to get like a decent other weapon to try and get sort of longer kills. But yeah, I mean that was so to bring in like another shotgun that was even easier to do, and you didn't even need to aim.
Right, it had less bullets, but if you shot it, someone died. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, literally. It's like, well, I've done my part for the game.
Yeah, like, there's my kill. I'll see you later, mate. Bang.
Yeah. Now let me take this, but yeah, I think Gears. I mean, like it didn't sort of like I didn't think it was the end of the franchise. I mean, I did play Judgment a lot after that as well. Because I don't mind Baird as a character.
Yeah, I love Baird. With Judgment, I thought the offline stuff was better than the online stuff, and I didn't like the new the D-pad shit, the change of weapons thing. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this isn't.
Yeah,
but it was.
I didn't like make the mission based. I like the sort of like the middle bit that they could add on to Gears 3.
Yeah,
That was really fun. Yeah, and I didn't mind the mission based sort of like campaign.
But it kind of works, but
yeah.
But did you play Gears Tactics?
I didn't play Tactics. No.
No, that was good. That was cool. No.
But yes, Gears 3 is brilliant. And I owned an Xbox. Can you tell?
You didn't, did you?
Yeah, right enough.
You might have had it on PlayStation.
Yeah. Jam, I know you love Gears, mate.
No.
Do you two have anything to add on Gears? I wouldn't have thought you did.
Oh, what?
Anything to add?
Not really.
Not really.
Gears failed me, mate. So.
Yeah.
I actually played Gears for 5 minutes and
I
didn't get bored. No, I didn't actually.
Why didn't you? Did you get battered again? Oh, I can't compete with this greatness.
It was only at my cousin's, and it was a family gathering, and just like they want to go on the Xbox for a bit. I'm just like, yeah, fine. What have you got? And then we went on Gears, and then he took it over from me because I was shy.
Tell your cousin, get a grip, mate. The reason why Jam says Gears let him down, Scotty, is because he had a tournament one time, and I told him go all in on shotgun. Did you do that, Jam, or did you just get battered?
Oh, I went in and did what you said.
You know what I said. He didn't do it correctly, mate.
Obviously, I did do it correctly.
I let him down.
Really not.
Do you know what the thing was? So, Scotty, I won this tournament. So there was 302 Vodafone EE.
Yeah.
Everyone had to have tournaments within their own networks.
Yeah.
So I won threes, like in the whole country. And then the winners of all the networks go together again, a big head-to-head grand finale thing. And I got through Forza 7 or something like that.
It was Horizon, wasn't it? Was it Horizon or was it Forza?
No, it wasn't Horizon. It was one of the actual racing
ones. What's the next one? Is it 8? Or...
Not on Game Pass anyway, because Samsung supported the Game Pass stuff.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what other game. And then Gears of War came up.
Right.
Yeah, and Jack was like, "Oh, this is what you need to do." And all I had to do, by the way, was not come in the bottom 3.
And
oh dear.
And do you know what? If I got through,
right.
Do you know what the next game was? Which was the final game to win everything?
Street Fighter.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah.
Which I won. That's how I won the 3 championships.
You just smoked it.
I would have fucking smoked everyone at Marvel vs. Capcom.
Wrecked everybody. What was your team for Marvel MVC3?
Ryu, Chun-Li.
Right.
Yeah, just kept it Street Fighter.
Ryu, Chun-Li X.
I do have a video of me winning that tournament somewhere.
Really?
You're on it, mate.
That's banging. Mine was Taskmaster, Amaterasu, and Akuma.
That's been mine.
What was yours?
Dante.
Oh no, sorry, it wasn't Marvel vs. Capcom 3, it was the next one. What's the next one?
Infinite,
that was it, Infinite.
Oh, okay.
That game gets a bad rap. That isn't as bad as people say, but it's not as good as the others.
It's fun, but it was too much Disney. There was no.
To be fair, I only literally played it because it was a game that they said this is going to be in the tournament. So I was like, I'll get practicing.
I only played it because I had an itch to play Marvel vs. Capcom because I wanted Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but I couldn't be bothered to emulate on my computer, so I got it for $5 on Steam.
Why?
I do what I do, mate.
Yeah.
Scotty,
Yes, sir.
I could talk about Gears of War all fucking day, mate. But
Absolutely.
are you happy? Everything you've said. Do you need anything else you want to add?
No. Yeah. I'm just.
I
I'm
will
sad
just
that-
interject before you go into number 6. The
Yeah.
music, the horns, the horns, mate. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Brilliant soundtrack. Again, that's the thing. It's such a big important thing for me for like things like the soundtrack can make or break a game. Like you can have a
Yeah.
crap game, but the soundtrack's good and matches. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. I'm inclined to agree because Dragon Quest XI has a terrible sound. Bainbridge, would you agree?
Dragon Quest XI.
Soundtrack's terrible.
I didn't mind the soundtrack.
Okay. I think my point stands.
I didn't
Yeah.
mind it.
Guy,
Stop it.
whenever you're ready, mate. That's 6.
Oh, just about the halfway point.
Ish.
Yeah. Ish.
Ish, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. I've still got to actually speak on things.
We're getting a bit tasty now, you know what I'm saying?
This is getting tasty. Yeah. And again, this might be decisive. I don't know.
Oh.
Especially being here. It's already come
Oh.
up. The franchise has come up. It's already here. Number 6 is Halo 3.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jam's heard this story about 4,000 times. I'm going to tell it one more time because you're on the show, Scott. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
I think
Yeah.
Jam knows what I'm going to say. Before you start, Halo 3, the day, I remember the day it come out. Do you know why I remember the day it come out, Jam?
Why?
I'll tell you why. You used to have, when I was at college, Halo 3 came out, right?
Oh yeah.
And my fine art lecturer was, all we talked about was video games, right?
Right.
And we were both very excited. And funny enough, Halo 3 came out, wasn't in that day, so I'm there. I'm at home, I'm doing my coursework, mate, like a good student. I'm there. My mum rushes in the room and said, "College are on the phone." I'm like, "Why?" Like, what I'm thinking, should I be in today? What haven't I done? Blah, blah, blah. It points to Mum. It's our lecturer, Dave, he's called. He's like, "All right, it's all right, Dave, how's it going, mate?" He goes, "Jack, you know why I'm calling you, don't you?" I'm like, "No."
No.
He goes, "Halo 3, is it any good?" I'm like, "Well, Dave, mate, I've not really played it because I've been doing my coursework, but he goes, I'm very disappointed. But I shouldn't be disappointed, but I'm very disappointed." But I always tell that story every time I can.
That's a big
Scott-
signal right there.
Yeah, it kind of is, mate. But yeah, Scotty, Halo 3,
So yeah, Halo 3.
why?
Halo 3. I was always teetering around the Halo universe essentially. So I didn't actually own an Xbox, base Xbox.
Mhm.
But I remember, like when I was younger, I would go over to a few friends' house, and they had Halo, and they literally just Combat Evolved, and it was
The
one of those
greatest game
things.
of all time, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. And I remember it was those situations where you were just like swapping like controls over all the time. I was like, "Can I have a go?" And that was like one of the
Like, no,
first.
you can't, mate.
Literally, like, okay, well, keep watching.
Yeah.
I want to go. And I remember like, and weirdest thing, like the time I finally got to actually play Halo was in France.
France?
It's bizarre question. So there's a theme park in France
Mhm.
called Futuroscope.
Disneyland Paris.
That is a theme park in
There
France.
you go.
Wasn't there? Yeah, but no, this
Halo in France called Bonjour.
Right.
Get my
Kick it out of here, mate.
No, it's called Bonjour.
Bungie, yeah.
Exactly.
Quite funny. That's quite funny.
Yeah. No, it weirdest thing. So this whole theme park, it's called Futuroscope. It was actually featured in like a Top Gear like thing at one point. Because it has all these very like weird buildings, which are all kind of really bizarre architecture. And there's like one building is shaped like a tomato for some reason, but in one of the buildings there was just Xbox set up, so you actually got to go there, and I was like, oh, finally I get to play, and that's why I really liked it. And then same again, you got Halo 2, and I kind of got to have a go about that as well, and that's when I worked out you could play as the Arbiter, and that was kind of like a game-changing thing that you can actually, and that's also one of my first memories of just Keith David being a voice actor in general, and thinking, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like big old commanding voice, and the Arbiter is just this brilliant sort of like character, and just brilliant sort of aspect of the Halo universe as well. Especially if anybody's seen Halo, is it Halo Legends, with all the different anime.
You're asking. I think you're right, but I'm not too sure.
It's Halo Legends or Halo Chronicles, but all these different series of like animated things, which are all different animators. Like one of them is like the same. One of them is Funimation as well, and it's basically like a little Dragon Ball Z thing in the Marvel. And sorry,
Yeah.
Halo universe. But there's this gorgeous watercolor themed like animation, which basically explains why the Arbiter is the thing, essentially.
Just to interject for 2 seconds, it is Halo Legends you're thinking of.
Nice, yeah, Halo Legends, yeah. And yeah, so that's what sort of set up. And so Halo 3 was the first Halo game I actually owned and actually got to play myself.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, literally, yeah, exactly. And I thought, right, finally, it's my time to get into it and actually get involved with Halo. And it's like, and yeah, it's just fantastic. It's just brilliant. I mean, the storytelling
It gets me. So sorry to like. I'm going to go to the end now on the Warthog. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, the fucking car thing, and you go in and everything's crashing down, and the piano's going, and the.
Yeah, it's like that's scary. Like, because I mean that by that logic, I mean I should hate it based on the Gears of War thing, but yeah, it's this sort of big intense thing at the end, and you are required to have some skill, and especially if you're playing multiplayer and someone has to be on the gun and have to try and like keep things away from you genuinely, especially when all these like hunters start appearing as well. You're like shit, trying to move away and get and it's like, did I fall off the right one? Have I actually done finished it? I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows, mate?
Literally, who knows until the cutscene plays, and I think like, but the fact that each mission is just so long, and the theme feels so different as well. The fact you just crash down on something, you're trying to like find everything, and you've missed all this thing that's happened, and you've missed this sort of like the rebellion of the elites, the fact that the brutes have taken over. You've missed all this from Halo 2, and you're just trying to figure everything out as well, and trying to find all the different guns, and realize you can't dual wield needlers anymore, and that's sad. But at the same time, but at the same time, you're still. You're still figuring everything out. You're trying to like work out who's left, who's carrying on. And I think as you're going throughout the game and the campaign, just you're trying to realize what your depth of your situation is, especially when the floods suddenly appear again. And at the time, I didn't even know that the flood was part of the game. And then all of a sudden, these horrible zombie like infection things are kind of making things wriggle and grow things. You're like, oh dear God, this is horrifying. And that kind of keeps building up, and they keep appearing all the way to it's the penultimate mission. I think it's called. I think it's called Cortana, because you have to rescue Cortana from this like infected ship that's just crashed.
Yeah,
and it's the most panic-inducing things I've ever played. Like there's a soundtrack in a thing called Gravemind, which is named after the big sort of hive mind, and the Gravemind is still constantly talking to you and taunting you as you're getting to the depths of the whole thing the entire time. You keep having to stop, and there's I think it's just really high pitched violin, but all of a sudden, you're in this situation. You keep it's the same sort of mentality and strategy that they use for Psycho. It's the same sort of high pitched like noise, which keeps playing, and you're trying to get away from all the zombies and hope to God that your fucking shotgun isn't going to run out, or your beam blade doesn't stop. You're like, because that was the best thing you could do with with the flood. And even then, and it's that same thing, especially when you were trying to do it on Legendary. I completed the Halo 3 campaign on Legendary by myself, and that.
No, you did not.
I did. I actually did.
Fuck off.
It took me.
I'll be surprised. Scotty's the greatest person in games
obviously
ever.
not. No, but did you not run out of bullets? So what the fuck?
This is it. If you don't have enough bullets, you're screwed.
Yeah, it's like what?
Yeah, you've got no idea at what point you've got your checkpoint, and if you've got with that one plasma grenade and like one clip left of your assault rifle, and that's it, you're literally screwed. So I'm at several points in the game. I'm basically at this juncture where I'm like, okay, I've got to run over to that guy, take his gun, run back, get my shield back, take it out, run back, run back. You have to kind of find exactly how it is you're going to figure out and get past this friggin' level, especially when it came to that flood level, because you're literally you have nothing, and to try and get you through that, and you're still trying to go into this massive open field with all these things which can suddenly change into these sniper things which will kill you in 2 shots, or you just have to wait and wait for it to turn into the creepy crawly thing, and to then basically run past it. It took me weeks.
Yeah, because especially that and Gears of War on Insane or whatever the fuck the highest one is, you run out of bullets, so that's really impressive that you did that. Especially because with like 4 of you, you can just sort of cheese each other's bullets. So come help me or whatever, swap weapons and all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
your own is impressive, mate.
Thanks.
Even for you, mate. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely outdid myself. I mean, yeah. I finally. I mean, I was sort of egged on because I think I had the grunt birthday party thing on the entire time. So every time we go, like, you sort of like you're like instant reward of getting a headshot, going, yeah. And yeah, I mean now it just makes you think of FNAF, but by that time it's just like yay, yeah, headshot, woo!
Headshot, bang, mate.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boom, headshot.
yeah.
Yeah, literally do that. I think. I mean, and we're not even talking about the online. I mean, the online was just
Oh,
it's one of those.
mate. I had such a good time. A lot of guys from work were just like, "Going to Halo tonight." It's like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, yes, never a bad time to play online. I mean,
Never.
if I got rinsed, one team deathmatch, what it just didn't matter. And there's usually some sort of reason as to why you don't do well. But the satisfaction you get when you get those 4 perfect like battle rifle headshots and you get to take someone out from a distance is always insane. Also, it's always really funny when you literally run and see someone and you both of you empty your assault rifle and then you will go ah!
Yeah. And it's also the Halo jumping where you sort of.
I'll go do that.
It's like, right.
Yeah. The more you play Halo 3, you realize why Red versus Blue was an actual thing.
Yeah. And I remember Halo 3 as well. That was the one, I think, where you look down and you can see Master Chief's legs, and that was like, that was the best thing ever at this time. Because that was like the first. One of probably the first person shooters where you can look down and see your character's legs sort of move about, and really impressive.
You actually realize you were controlling someone. You actually saw the shadow, and you actually realize you were actually interacting with your environment. You weren't just kind of like just a big screen and then a gun poking at the corner. You were actually being involved in it. Also, I mean, who didn't like playing Griffball? It was just
exactly
Griffball.
Mate.
Yeah. What the hell, Griffball?
Oh, he's uncultured as our jam, is it, Scotty? You know what I'm saying? Google it right now, mate. Right up your street.
So, Jam, Griffball was basically like based on the Red versus Blue series, where it was basically like it was almost I can't think of how to describe it, because essentially you had to pick up a ball, but you had to place the ball in the goal, and the idea was that whoever owns the ball becomes
Like Rocket League, but Halo.
Yeah, pretty well. Yeah, literally.
That's the best analogy there is.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you basically pick up the ball, and you couldn't do anything with the ball apart from hit people with the ball.
Is it like capture the flag?
No,
not with the ball.
There was actually, because then there was capture the flag. You didn't have to occupy a space for a long time. You basically just had to deliver the ball to the goal. But essentially, all you had was swords and hammers, and so people were just going absolutely flying everywhere.
Yeah.
And like, so you had the red team, you had the blue team, and whoever picked up the ball became this character Griff, which was from Red versus Blue. And the whole point was that and basically, because the joke everyone hated Griff, you basically had to kill Griff all the time, and then you had to try and score. Like,
fair enough.
It was like this limited online mode, and it was so fun. Because it really and then because I think I might be wrong, because I think Halo 3 was also when you could just mess around with the whole maps and kind of play, do whatever hell you wanted. And
I can't remember what it's called, but Bishop used to do that a lot with Halo 5 and Infinite, I think. Forge mode, is it? Is that what it's called?
Forge mode, yeah. Yeah.
Pull that out my ass, mate. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, good. So well remembered, Jesus. Because I remember that came out, and I remember like just messing around with some friends, just like
make your own modes and shit like that. And I think that is that where Griffball come from? Was it, or was that an official thing?
It wasn't official. I think it was done the same. It was obviously, I think it was done the same engine, but it was an official thing you could log on to, because it was made for Red versus Blue.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, and just trying to. It was actually one of the first games I actually got like online achievements for, and
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it came with like all these different gold trials. So I think Halo 3 was what really got me into just playing like FPS online in general. Anyway, so yeah, Halo 3. There's a lot to thank for Halo 3, and finally getting that extra cutscene after I finally spent months finishing off, and you're finally getting that extra cutscene where you realize that the Master Chief is fine. That was really rewarding, I have to say.
And then 4, 5, and Infinite happens. So.
Yeah.
Did you play it after 3, or you're not really bothered? Or
so
did you play Reach?
I played ODST, I played Reach, and I played 4. So
did you play 5? 5 was just Metroid Prime. I'll tell you, but Metroid Prime 2. Sorry.
Oh, I yeah.
With
the other character, didn't they? Yeah.
Cole, was it? I can't remember the guy's name. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Halo fans, deal with it.
No, I must admit, I've not gone back to the franchise. I think I must admit, I think since Bungie stopped doing it, yeah.
3 is the very height of this franchise for you, is it? It's like the peak. You know
3 is the peak. I mean, I very much enjoyed ODST, and I did enjoy Reach as well. The other like nameless character who didn't say anything. did very much enjoy that. I appreciate that they introduced the execution aspects to it as well, and also of course the horde mode, which wasn't horde. But yeah, for me, Halo 3 was like, this is the best Halo game. And trying to go through all those missions and do them as fast as you can as well, and then finding all the skulls as well, and finding all the little the downloadable sort of like data mines as well, like all these different collectibles that you had in it as well. Despite the fact that it was still just this big mission thing, and it was a proper challenge, I think, because like you say, if you got that checkpoint, you didn't have enough bullets, you were screwed, and that's and you either restart your mission or that's it. And
mate.
That was the drive to get that good at the game was
definitely, mate. Bainbridge.
Yeah, mate.
You'll have it being quiet, mate. Have you played Halo?
No.
That silence said it all, mate. Yeah.
Oh no.
Jam, have you got anything to add to Halo, mate?
But I did play it. My friend had Xbox back in the day, and I played it around his. On the stupid.
That's coming from Mr. PlayStation, so you know.
Yeah. I had fun. It was just that one map. It's a famous map. I know it is. It's just really long, and we just did 1v1s.
Yeah, with the 2 towers. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, other ones. Yeah, I know exactly which ones you mean.
I had a good time. It took me about an hour to run over to the other side of the controller and press a different button, but it was good.
Fun times.
Mate. Scotty.
Yes, sir.
If you're happy with your Halo 3,
happy.
Wonderful. We're halfway now, mate. Number 5. I'm ready for it. We're all ready for it. Whenever you are ready, sir. Let's have it.
So number 5. I think number 5 will be a bit more on brand, what you might say.
Okay.
Now this one again, like I say, I tried to stick to one per franchise or one per type of game, and so I think, and this took me a lot of thinking actually, and a lot of I'm in an hour about this.
This specific spot, or
the game to choose from the franchise, and also the spot, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But what I settled on was Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh.
Yeah, and now.
Oh.
Mario games are fantastic, like especially the open world games that they're this lovely, comfortable platforming goodness. So you're just rolling around, you're solving puzzles. Everything you collect gives you that lovely dopamine rush, and no matter what sort of thing that you've done or what you had to achieve from, you collect that star, you collect that moon, and you go woohoo, and you know you've achieved something. Here we go, and you know exactly what you're doing, and every time you kind of get those little jump moves, right, you get that triple jump, you get that wall jump, especially if you needed to do that to get your.
So satisfying, yeah, I agree.
Satisfying, but
shut up, Neckbeard, mate. Don't
get negative. That's an outrageous statement to say.
Don't even go there, mate.
What's he saying?
Don't even go there. What a stupid thing to say. I'm rattled. Neckbeard, I'm rattled, mate. We're brothers, but don't talk to me like that, mate. I will just interject just for a second, though, Scotty. Jam is dying. I can see it. I'm not even looking at him. I can see the essence is oozing off my screen. Right, he's dying to jump in and tell you that you're wrong. That Super Mario Sunshine is better. Am I wrong, John? Am I wrong?
Super Mario Sunshine.
I'm looking at you, but I'm wrong.
Yeah, but I will say though, in the defense of Mario Galaxy,
there's no defense.
The reason why I think Super Mario Sunshine is better is because I've never played Galaxy.
That'd be why then. Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, because I mean, Sunshine is fantastic. I mean, the whole flood mechanic is absolutely brilliant. The fact you have if I introduce some characters you actually remembered, like the fact that P.T. Piranha is actually a thing in it, and
exactly.
the whole relevance of Bowser Jr. based on that thing as well is also like.
He drew his fucking teeth on a. To
be fair, I haven't got an excuse now because I've got the 3D.
You're still not going to play it, mate. So don't worry about it.
Should have.
Yeah, but I think the reason that and yeah, this also edged it above like Odyssey for me as well. I must admit. So like, I think.
Buzz Off Odyssey, mate.
Oh, I mean, again,
Buzz Off Odyssey, so good.
Yeah, fantastic game. Yeah, I mean, like one of the opening game that the Switch deserved. I mean, the fact that it worked seamlessly with however you wanted to play the game, and the fact that I think speedruns on it are so good. The thing. And the introduction of Cappy, the story actually makes sense. The fact the sort of weird possession aspect of it is really good. The thing which I think Mario Galaxy does better Only
pretty
just.
much everything, to be honest. But yeah,
I mean, one thing, the whole like 3D and like sort of planetary gravitational pull of the whole thing, it just gives that a brand new aspect
yeah,
of how you
that level design in Galaxy is just mind bending, isn't it? It's just
is.
like this is so good.
It's so clever the way that you do things, and the way that it actually integrated the Wii nunchuck was absolutely just again phenomenal.
Mate, it's a science within itself how that game's made. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, because yeah. I mean, the thing with the Wii was, I mean, you can see why it went the way that it did, but it had to kind of bring out something that was actually going to work with it properly and was going to basically be able to integrate. So you're back in that sort of zone of having a control where you're not thinking about things. You've mapped everything in your head to your fingers, and you know what you're doing. And trying to like do that with the Wii, you're actually also moving.
Yeah,
something.
and with that as well, the Wii nunchuck and the remote, I didn't feel like I was acting like a fucking idiot in my living room. Like, I didn't feel like I was. I was. Yeah, I was, but it felt so natural just to. Do you know what I mean?
Well, exactly. Yeah, you're just doing it. It didn't feel like you were trying to do something excessive just to try and do something in the game. Like the fact you were doing, you get into the warp stars to go like this, and you're gonna move on to the next little bit.
Yeah.
I think that also, and that sort of carried onwards into the boss levels as well. And I think this is what let down with Odyssey a little bit, because the boss levels got very repetitive.
Yeah, apart from the dragon and Odyssey, I think they're all pretty samey. I agree.
Yeah, they're all pretty samey. I mean, and I think that weird sort of the chicken soup boss thing was just ruined it as well. Because it's like, why have I fallen off? There's no reason I've fallen off. And it was just like absolutely infuriating the entire time.
Yeah, mate.
Odyssey, like, I mean, it was challenging, especially like the ghost shark thing that you had to go.
Oh yeah.
And the actual boss levels, and Bowser was again so satisfying that it felt very reminiscent of 64, but you still incorporate everything perfectly into it, and it shows how much I appreciate, because I think I came close with 64, but Mario Galaxy is the only game I actually got all 120 stars. I actually made sure I And
I have a controversial thing to say here.
Don't. I know what you're gonna say.
And I will say it.
Don't you fucking dare say it.
I'm gonna say it, and it's true. Mario 64 is crap.
No, it's not. No, shut up.
It was then.
Don't even go there.
And it is now.
Not even go there. It was never. No. Ignore that, mate.
Awful. When people say it's aged badly, what it has, it hadn't aged badly. It was just bad when it came out.
No, you go back 1996 and play 3D games in 1996 and play Mario 64. There's no comparison, mate. I'm sorry.
The camera is awful.
Well, yeah.
I played it on the 3D classics I've got, and I just can't.
I've not played on 3D Classics version. I played the DS version. I played the.
Yeah, I played the DS version too. I mean, I've played it. I've finished it.
Yeah.
But the game isn't bad. The controls are terrible. That's what it is. The controls
just said it was bad.
Yeah, the controls are bad.
I'll punch you in the face, mate. I swear to God.
I mean,
I'm rattled.
I think, I think every iteration of 64 has gotten better. I think that again, I've not played it, but if it's just a carbon copy of 64,
yeah,
I think the DS version is probably better, because the fact that
they are just ports on the thing. There's no anything different.
64 is one of them. You had to be there moments to appreciate what it was doing at the time.
I would imagine so. It's like GoldenEye. It was amazing back then, but you play it now.
Now it's still good now, but it's like
you've got to play it on the Xbox for it to be good.
First-person shooters since have gotten better quality life improvements. But I still appreciate the fuck out of GoldenEye. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, I think. Yeah, I mean, GoldenEye. It still has the things where you appreciate why things are the way they are now because of GoldenEye. Basically, it may not necessarily be the same experiences.
That first 3D era was some games were rough back then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a good next. It was recognizable branding, and it kind of like brought everything past Doom basically.
yeah, of course. And
it's like, okay, so we can do this now. That's good. So yeah,
I just think of Tomb Raider. That's sort of in that era as well. Tomb Raider, you have to press about 5,000 buttons to turn around, terrible. And it's like I'm gonna scream in a minute.
I couldn't stand Tomb Raider. I mean, I tried.
I tried.
Yeah, I tried so hard with Tomb Raider. I thought
actually, that's one thing I haven't asked Sean, because he's playing through the new remastered. I wonder if the controls are still terrible.
Probably. It looks still terrible.
Yeah.
Still terrible. Yeah. I never got into too much.
But again, it was a sign of the times. I'm sure if they made Tomb Raider 1 now, it would. Do you know what I mean? It would learn from its shortcoming. Not shortcoming. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say. Sorry, Scotty. We're getting off topic, mate. I'm so sorry. Mario Galaxy.
Mario Galaxy, yeah. Essentially, it has everything you want from a Super Mario game with
the introduction of Jam's favourite Mario character, I might add.
Mm-hmm.
Rosalina.
No.
Yeah, Rosa. It's about 9 foot in real, real life, but canonically 9 foot.
Yeah, exactly.
What? She's like 9 foot in the game.
Something stupid.
Yeah.
I know Mario's a midget.
Yeah.
I'm gonna 7 foot something. I think. Hang on, Rosalina height.
She's pretty tall.
7 foot. 7 foot. Some sources estimate it to be around 7 foot, while others place her at 6 foot. But she's tall, mate. Sorry, I've done it again. Sorry, Scotty. Carry on.
No, I mean, this is the thing. I think, the fact as well that once you kind of finish all this, you get a whole new game. You can play games as Luigi if you want to. I mean, that's insane. The fact you can do it all again and just challenge yourself for a little bit.
That's always really good about Mario games. The replayability is endless.
It is.
Yeah. Bainbridge.
Am I correct in assuming that when you play through Luigi's version of the game, you have a timer, a reduced timer on the levels as well, or am I making that up?
You might be correct, Bainbridge. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was reduced, and also the fact you just generally was harder to play as Luigi because he's like the entire time, and just like not sure what he's doing the entire time.
Yeah. Scott, I need to ask you a question. I'm so sorry. I feel Galaxy 2 is just as good as 1. Why did you pick 1 over 2?
I think. Am I mistaken in thinking that was Galaxy 2 on the Wii U?
No, it was just about on the Wii. Just about on the Wii.
On the Wii.
But you can play it on the Wii U. I think it was on the Wii U. I think you can play it backwards compatible.
Okay,
Maybe there's a bit of. I can't remember exactly when it came out.
Was it? Yeah, and I wasn't sure if they kind of made a Wii U version. I might be wrong because they were doing that a lot. Because I think Twilight Princess was also like.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
But Galaxy 2, I think they just shoved it on the virtual console.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Then.
2010 Galaxy 2 on the Wii, so just about about a year and a half, 2 years prior to the Wii U. So.
Yeah, I will admit, I know I only ever bought 1. I must admit. Yeah. But I think. I mean,
2 has Yoshi, if that's any sort of. And there's no world map. There's no hub area in Galaxy 2. It's just like like the old school Mario games with the map and
yeah, exactly.
How's it going?
Yeah, that's much money.
So it's just in case you'd ever played it, really.
I never really played it. I think,
That's fair enough. That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed. I mean, don't get me wrong. It seemed really good. I appreciate there was a lot more Yoshi involved with it as well. So I think it probably would have been a bit better had I played it, but I didn't have that experience. But
no, I mean, there's no wrong answer. They're both top tier, mate.
Absolutely.
It's hard pressed to find a bad Mario game. Do you know what I'm saying? Neckbeard.
That game was absolutely But Galaxy, what kind of properly sticks with me. But I think it also it just stays within the whole Mario genre. When you were kind of. When you kind of go, work into New Donk City in Odyssey, you think, what's going on here?
Especially, the song going and mate, they reinvented Pauline for that game as well. I say reinvent, brought her back.
Yeah, brought her back, and she's like this big singer now. It's like I'm really confused by what's happening here, and it's a little bit strange. Like that level of at the end of I can't remember which one it is, but there's the end of a Treehouse of Horror. Where Homer Simpson is just suddenly transported into the real world. It reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that episode.
Yeah.
I just walk out and everyone's just staring at him. That level of that also reminds me of this because the entire time I'm thinking I don't belong here. This is really strange. Why am I doing Mario things in actual city? It's really bizarre.
And there was in Odyssey there was that little remote control car mini game and stuff like that, which was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Those little things, but I think, because of the dynamics and how well the control was integrated and how long it was as well, I think Galaxy takes it for me.
I'm inclined to agree. I think I'm inclined to agree.
Nice.
Bainbridge,
Yes, mate.
you played Galaxy. I know you have.
I have.
Did you like Galaxy?
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Is it
Believe
the
or
greatest game
not,
ever made?
I wouldn't say greatest game ever made, but it is a good game. It is a good game. I don't know if you noticed when my screen actually lit up for a brief moment about 10 or 15 minutes ago or so. But I was actually making my top 10 list, and Galaxy was on there. So now I'm thinking,
Oof.
do I have to get rid of it? Do I have to get rid of it?
Do you? This is no spoilers, but we like to. You know what I mean? Jam.
Yeah.
I know you're a Sunshine man.
Mm-hmm.
He's my sunshine.
Yeah, he actually is, mate. Yeah, anything to add on Galaxy?
No, I do really need to play it because
Do.
Like
Again,
I say,
I think we're that far gone now that Odyssey does a lot of stuff Galaxy did as goodish, kind of.
But that's the thing, though. It's like
and you go back and I've played this ish, but you haven't because
before Odyssey, the last Mario like 3D game I played was Sunshine.
Yeah,
I didn't play 3D Land.
3D Land's
great. Didn't play Galaxy. But and when Odyssey was shown, like when it was like, oh, it's like a mix of reality-ish / Mario, I was like, this doesn't look good. I don't want it. I won't get it. But I got it, and I loved Odyssey. So I can't write the others off just because I might not like the look of them.
Yeah, I do feel it's like one of the things that, like, for example, you don't watch Rocky and you watch all this other shit that was inspired by Rocky, and you go back and watch Rocky, it's not as impactful because you've seen all the imitations, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's not always the case. You know, things will still hold up and based on the storytelling and the.
I mean, no shit to Rocky, of course, but you know what I'm trying to get at. It's like Star Wars as well. If you didn't watch Star Wars and all this crap's like sort of springs from Star Wars.
Seven Samurai, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scotty.
Yes, sir.
That was beautiful, mate. Do you have any more juice on Galaxy?
No, I think.
Or can we move to the game that just missed the podium?
The game that just one of the games that just missed the podium.
Just missed that bronze medal, mate. You know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely right.
Number 4.
So there's a few good reasons to why it just missed out because
it's not as good, Scotty, mate. You know.
Simple. It's not as good, and you know this is by no means a perfect game by anybody's imagination, but it's still special. Yeah, and I think that it will always be special within the franchise. And if anyone disagrees, they're wrong.
If you disagree, you're wrong, everybody. Yeah.
And this game, and I think anyone who kind of has this in their childhood, will just instantly like, because there's always so much to kind of like about it. And the reason that most people like it is for the same reasons. And this game is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just stop you here, Scotty, mate. I'm well known for. I think Jammers as well. Well known for not being Sonic guys, right? But even I have got a soft spot for Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
This is a banging game. Game.
I used to have it. Okay, I don't have my copy anymore. I'm fuming. But
I've got my copy.
You probably don't, mate.
Yes, I do.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, the 4th. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm quite surprised it's so high, but I mean, Scott, go for it.
Yeah.
Is it when you? What's it called? City. What's the song called?
Live and Learn.
That's it. Yes, mate.
By Crush 40. It's
Specifically battle version, yeah. Is that?
The battle version, not the GameCube version, not the Mega Drive version. Yeah. And
version.
I was sort of like I'm on about this, and I think it was a bit lower down below, but I think the reason I put it so high is because it's just this quintessential like Sonic fast-paced game, and it's like, I mean, most of the Sonic games you basically just have to put best jump and hope for the best.
I rattle Sonic fans. I say all you got to do is hold right, and you'll do it. You know, and it rattles everybody. But I don't mean that obviously, but I think that's what you're kind of getting at.
Well, I mean, most games were. I mean, even when you get if anybody played Sonic Rush on the DS, even that was like very similar to that. It was just this, and even though like there's more movement that Sonic was doing, you were still just pressing right and hoping that you press the jump at the same time. But the thing about like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is it just kind of like it brought it. Obviously, you went from here to that way, and it just brought so much more aspects of what you could be doing because it had all these little things that everyone else kind of like, even if they weren't Sonic games, they still kind of like took that aspect of it, for the sense that you felt like you had to run constantly, but realistically you didn't. You did have to stop every now and then, and you had to kind of get these upgrades to basically get all the medals, to then earn all the different modes, to then really get through to the completion of this level. And the entire time you were rewarded if you got that S rank. And trying to find out what exactly you're actually supposed to be doing to get that S rank was always quite a pickle, because you can't just kill enemies, you can't just get all of the coins. You just have to do everything quite well, and still finish at a good speed. Because if you spend all the time trying to kill the enemies, you'd lose time. You spend all the time getting rings, you'd again waste time. So you basically do all this, like, balance everything out to try and get to the end of something, and try and do that in the other levels as well, where you're playing as Tails or Eggman, like shooting everything all the time, and especially the treasure hunting things when you're playing Knuckles. They were like trying to do that and get that just right was always quite a challenge. But and this is why I mean it's not a perfect game, because the voice acting was hilarious in places.
Oh yeah,
so diabolical, especially with Shadow. He was like this, like overly, and they didn't even edit them right properly half the time, and the fact that they kind of like the lip syncing wasn't particularly good. But it just had all the character to it, and we finally got this introduction to Shadow. This literally one of the, like the
Shadow's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the most popular characters in the whole, if not like the least the second most popular character in the whole franchise is Shadow, and he became a whole thing based on this game.
He got his own game as well.
Yeah, and he got his own game, which in some ways it's a sequel to this, because it kind of follows on back into the story of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Right. It didn't need guns. Don't know why guns were ever involved with it.
Because guns are edgy, mate. You know what I
mean? And he is a proper edgelord. He's like I'm so edgy and cool. It's He quite well.
Playtime is over and all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean? Like get all this like power ups to the attacks, and they get playtime's over. Disappear. And you have all these different like voice lines. But I think also, I mean, despite all these little things, but the actual levels themselves were they're just always so fun, and the fact you had to like, do two stories, and they were never the same. They were set in the same places, and you're still kind of like playing the story each time. All bosses became bosses for each other, as well. And you had to kind of work out different ways of doing all those different levels as well. And I mean, and some of the level, it's weird to kind of think like that, such a short level can be so iconic. I mean, the escape from the city level is like one of the most iconic things ever, because of the music and because of like the truck fate, the truck kind of like chasing scene at the end of it, and you're suddenly kind of like, oh, what am I doing? and you're suddenly facing the complete opposite direction. You just run down a building, and it's also this perfect level where it introduces you to what you're supposed to be doing, and you realize that, oh, this homing attack's not good, is it? But it just sets you up so well in leading forward, and then you think that all you're just doing is running and collecting rings, but then you have to do then you have like the missions with Tails, and you have to do the missions with Sonic, with Knuckles, and all the counterparts as well. And then you got the Chow Garden as well.
Yes, I wonder when you're going to get to the Chow Garden.
Yeah. In fact, you have a reason to keep get all these different like rods, collect different levels, and see if you can get all these little animals and make your Chows all these different, like you can turn your Chows into dragons, and you can turn them, and you can get them to evolve into angels and demons and things like that.
Yeah.
And they were always super exciting, and all that actually, and in terms of like the actual battle version of it, all that translated into the multiplayer quite well. I actually really enjoyed the multiplayer, just like racing and the split screen sort of thing, and also all the little battle modes that you had. They were always really actually fun as well. I mean, but I think the thing which makes Sonic Adventure Battle is just the last few things when you've done both those stories, and you finally do that final story where you've got this ridiculously hard tag team story. You have to do all these different things on this big space platform, and then you finally do the Bio Lizard level.
Yes.
Looks like which is coming back for that Sonic Generations game, which I'm super excited for.
Are you in on that?
Oh yeah.
I never played Generations. I know Jam like that one.
Yeah. I played it at EGX, but the fact that it's now they're doing the redoing it with Shadow stuff in it, I'm properly up for that.
You're on it, you are, mate. Is the Shadow stuff new, or is it just like intertwined with the old stuff?
It's a bit. I think it is intertwined, because some of the things that they've shown there were also from Shadow the because I did actually play Shadow the Hedgehog, and it was a grind.
Probably the greatest game of all time. I expect that to be number one on this list. You know what I mean?
Right, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. But yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog was was a game.
Was a game that existed and happened, mate.
Yeah, it existed. Yeah, but I did complete it, and like
You did.
yeah. It
I
was
went hard with the controller not plugged in, probably, mate.
Yeah, well, probably, yeah, because well, it was just so Shadow was just so tedious because you had this branching thing and you had to kind of go and
Oh,
like and you have to, and then by the time you get into the end of it, it's like, right, okay, well, okay, at this point I've got to do the good one, then the bad one, and then the good one, then the bad, and it was just so stupid having to do the same thing over and over again, and it just didn't make any sense. Like you like if you do like the bad missions for like the entire thing, apart from right at the end where you do the good one, all of a sudden you've gone against like the big bad the entire time. It's like I did one thing. I did one bad thing.
One thing, you're getting shafted for it, mate.
Yeah, literally, like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and you know, I think the main villain in that was not. I mean, he was voiced by Sean Skemmel, which not his best voice acting.
Vegeta, right?
No, Goku.
Who's no, I got wrong around. Yeah, sorry, yeah, it was Goku.
Yeah. But that none of that detracted from the fact of how good like Sonic Adventure 2 and the fact and the fact all the different like areas that you do the speed based ones are all very different. There's lots of rail grinding all of a sudden in one of them, and then there's the forest one which you have all these like these loop to loops which suddenly just don't work sometimes for no reason, and you can just go.
Yep.
You're
Mate.
like, what do I do now? But
what do you do now?
Well, you just press reset.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Sorry, mate, I got some good news.
Oh, yeah?
I was on Steam now, and you can get Sonic Adventure 2 for £7 and the Battle DLC for £2.50, so less than a tenner on your computer.
Oh, that's an absolute... Well,
and it also says, similar to games you've played, Sonic Mania, fair enough, and Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, because they're obviously basically the same games, do you know what I'm saying?
Totally. Yeah, completely the same game. Yeah,
exactly the same.
Yeah, I distinctly remember when you lose it, when you kind of like fought, like when your homing attack inevitably goes off the edge when you're playing your Shadow, you hear Shadow from nowhere. Definitely the same game.
Exactly the same, mate.
Yeah, definitely the same game.
Bainbridge, mate.
Yes, mate.
No, I'm going to ask you now. You're going to say, I've not played it. Or played it for 5 minutes.
I actually have very fond memories of Sonic Adventure 2.
Finally, we've got one, Scotty, mate. We've finally got one. What do you like about Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, mate?
I recently attempted to play it.
What happened? Why? When you say attempted, what do you mean?
Well, no, I was playing it probably in the last year or so. I did go back.
I think I remember you playing it.
How did you acquire it, or did you go through Steam?
Wait a minute, did I acquire it? I feel like did I? I'm trying to think now. No, it would have been in the last year. Probably in the last 3 years I played it. Because at the time I still had my Xbox, but they came. They were on the Xbox. You could buy them. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
so what happened, mate?
Basically, as Scotty said, like you get to a loop-de-loop part, and then you just end up falling off halfway through, and then just like, I can't get past this bit without resetting the game, and I'm just like, I can't be arsed resetting the game, so fuck it, we're not playing it anymore. But no, the fond memories were, funnily enough, at another family gathering. It was my auntie
You love a family gathering, you do, mate.
We have a big family. What can I say?
What can you say?
My brother always used to rush upstairs to my cousin's bedroom because he was the only one in the family. He didn't play video games much, and he wasn't a big gamer himself, but he had a Dreamcast, and we didn't own one. And so my brother used to rush upstairs all the time. He didn't bother saying hi to any of the family or anything. He just were there for Sonic. And we're just like, okay, fair enough. We'll leave him to it.
Not Shenmue, no?
No.
Okay.
So
not Skies of Arcadia.
No.
Not a Karuga, mate.
No. But yeah, no. Big fan of Sonic Adventure 2
Nice.
Battle. And yeah, Shadow's an edgelord. What can I say?
Well, Shadow is an edgelord, to be fair. Jam. We could a lot about how we I don't say dislike Sonic, but the games aren't for us, I'd say.
No, it's just nostalgia you remember from it most of the time.
Yeah, because all that was the most laid out explanation I've heard someone explain why they like a Sonic game, other than, oh, I used to play it when I was younger, and the music was that good, and I'm like, okay, right,
Yeah.
but that was very well put, Scott.
Always one of my things I like doing it is raising them little chow baby things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
and
good.
I enjoyed them.
and Big is my
Making
dude, by the way.
dark ones.
Oh, Big the Cat.
Big the Cat is my dude. Because you were fishing with him or something. I can't remember.
He was annoying as fuck.
No, Big rules, mate.
Yeah, I must admit, I did enjoy Sonic Heroes as a sequel to it. I think that was quite good.
Never played Sonic Heroes, mate. But I know the song, obviously. I know the song, obviously, because it's in Smash and it's everywhere.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But I enjoyed it because it was trying to follow the same. I mean, they kind of changed the art style for it, but it tried to kind of like follow the same vein of like you following these different paths. That's why you had all the different teams. The fact you could play as like you had to. It was very clever level design.
Was it like groups of 3? Was it? Or
yeah. So you were playing as like both like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles at one in one team, and then the other one was Rouge, Shadow, and Omega.
Rouge is cool. Rouge was
really cool. Yeah, and and they were I think they were called Team Dark, which basically did the same levels as Team Hero, but just slightly harder. And then there was Team Chaotix, and then there was I actually can't remember the other one, but that was
Damien. That was him.
Team Rose.
Yeah, Rose.
Amy Cream. It was Amy Cream and
Big.
And Big, yeah. Which were like basically easy mode.
Yeah, so we're in Bainbridge's ballpark here now, mate. Sonic games.
We are. Then Team Chaotix. It was. God, what's his name?
We've got him, lads.
Yeah.
Charlie was the B. I know that.
Charmy.
Was it Charmy? Well,
Charmy the bee. Espio,
okay, well. Yeah.
Espio the chameleon and Vector the crocodile.
Yeah,
I know Vector is, yeah.
And they were about. Their missions were more about acquiring things than actually.
They were kind of like collecting. I mean, they're the same base level as all the other ones did. But they were all about sort of investigating and finding things and kind of achieving things. Yeah, they were quite interesting as well. Playing as Vector was actually quite fun as well because he was for some reason he kind of spat the other two out in his mouth. It was a bit strange.
But the stories crossed over as well as some points, didn't they? As well, as far as I remember.
They did, and then the whole again, because it's for the same sort of thing in terms of you finish everybody else's campaign and then you unlock the final campaign. When the actual final battles with evolved Metal Sonic are actually really cool bosses. I think.
Yeah, and then there was always those rumors of Sonic Heroes 2 being a thing, and then just like
not happening, mate.
Broke me as a kid.
If Mania 2 ain't getting a sequel, Sonic Heroes have got no chance. Well, sorry, Mania's not getting a sequel. Sonic Heroes got no chance, I should say.
True. Yeah.
And it's going to be Sonic Adventure 3, if anything. Do you know what you understand?
Well, exactly. Yeah. I think that will scratch at the nostalgia.
I don't understand why that isn't happening because that just seems like a slam dunk. Everyone wants it, but it's like, oh no, we'll fucking remaster this game that only a few of you liked. I'm sure it's very good, but.
Remember Sonic
not
Adventure
like the same
2006.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like the same aura as Sonic Adventure is Sonic Generations. Is that fair, or am I just?
No, I think it's absolutely fair. I mean, the fact that the game is relatively old now, and it wasn't like graphically, it wasn't like at the peak of graphics. I mean, graphically, the Xbox game was really good, but it was just a terrible game. But the fact that everyone is so iconic. I mean, again, because of the fact they still have these orchestral kind of remakes of all of the game featuring Crush 40 half the time as well, because it is so iconic and the music is so iconic as well. But also, it's not just that; it was the fact that the level design was so well thought out, and you got those little obviously they did just mess up sometimes, and there's that stupid I just Omega attack off the thing that for no reason. That's fine, but I think because you had those glitches and you kind of you were kind of challenged with all the really relatively difficult enemies by you get towards the end of the game, and the fact you had to kind of be ready for the rail switching as well afterwards, and making sure that you anticipated those those enemies coming for you as well, and then you worked out where all the collectibles were and all the upgrades were as well. There's a lot to the game that you just don't have in current Sonic games. So yeah, I mean, I am surprised. I think what lets it down in terms of why it never actually got that sequel it deserved is because it tied into too many other things.
Yeah, maybe.
I think Sonic X was playing. Sonic X basically was pretty much rehashed the story of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle as well. And because Shadow appeared in it, and you still had the Bio Lizard and the Final Hazard scene essentially in that anime. And I think because that was so sort of finite in itself as well, because it may have been difficult to kind of follow on from the story. And what we got was Shadow the Hedgehog, so that's fun. But yeah, potentially I don't know, maybe in the future, because I think
maybe one day, mate. One day.
Yeah. Well, I think because the movies are still so popular, the fact that you still got Jim Carrey coming back for Eggman.
The movies, by the way, are
good.
Yeah, I have no problem with the. I think they're quite a good watch.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it. I think I've seen about 20 times. Maisie's currently into it, so I think I've seen it about 20 times now. And that's,
yeah, okay. Both of them or just the first one?
It's mostly the second one actually. But
okay.
Just because it's on Netflix.
Obviously, Shadow's in the third one, rumored to be voiced by Hayden Christensen. I'm not sure if they've announced it yet. Have they announced it yet? Or...
They've not announced it, but it is still rumored. There was like they announced that somebody's going to be doing a voice in it, but I can't remember who it was.
I know Ben. Oh fucking hell! What's his name? He does the voice for Sonic.
Ben Schwartz.
Thank you. Ben Schwartz is back as Sonic, obviously, because he's class and he's John Ralphio in Parks and Rec, who's one of the greatest characters of all time.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I also love in Sonic 2, like Sonic does do John Ralphio's like bit.
I spotted that from a mile off. I was like, he's just done John Ralphio there, and no one in the cinema noticed, and I'm like, and everyone's like, oh, Sonic.
Enough. Yeah, but no, that was definitely.
What was the line again? I can't remember what the line was.
I think he was talking to the dog about the watching Snow Dogs or something like that, and he goes, "I'm not watching that movie again because that movie is the worst." Yeah,
that was it. It's like the worst. I was just like, that is John, and I got no. It's like in Spider-Man. What's the one with all of them in it?
Homecoming.
No Way Home.
Oh, No Way Home.
Yeah. No Way Home. It's not No Way Home when Charlie Daredevil. What's his name? Yeah. He turns up. I was like, and then everyone's just like this.
Oh, who's this guy?
Yeah, and I'm just looking around going, you uncultured lot, mate. I swear down, I'm going to kick off in a minute.
Because you said the next thing. How do you not know this is huge? Yeah.
Well, I buzz off Daredevil.
Yeah, I mean,
Daredevil, by the way, just to go off topic for 2 seconds, his superpower is a blind guy who can see.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. If anything, it's like he should be called Batman.
Yeah, it should be. I think that was taken.
Maybe they should swap.
Maybe. Scotty, mate.
Yes, sir.
Back on track. Do you want to
podium time?
Yeah, podium time. But before we do, are we done with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle? Are we?
We're done. I think we're
done.
Happy.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome stuff, mate. Now, put us out of our misery, Dr. D. We want bronze medal, please.
Bronze medal position. Again, had to pick one from the franchise. And, this series has, you put ink on my skin. And
has it?
Yeah. It basically it will shape. It's probably something that is going to.
I know what it is.
It's never going to go away.
I know what it is.
And you can already see margins to it in my background. You can see it all over my room. But I had to pick one game. So the one game I went for this particular franchise was Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Oh, okay.
Now, or Aurus, if you will.
Aurus, Jam, right, Aurus.
Aurus, yeah. Now.
ORAS.
Yeah. Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Aurus. Scotty,
I don't need to write it.
Before you start, I'm so sorry. I need to ask you because I always thought that the best Pokemon game, I think Bainbridge agrees with me, which is really weird because we agree on nothing, is this one.
I'm more of a heart gold person, but
it's the same fucking thing. Shut up.
Look
at the case, by the way. Thank you, Mother.
Oh, we've got Crown Loud. I'm trying to think. Have I got knocking around?
That's heartbreaking.
Ain't it?
The box alone is probably like 60 quid.
I'm telling you, mate, it is.
That is heartbreaking. No, I think my Heart Silver is it. No, sorry, my Soul Silver is actually in a trunk of things upstairs. Along with my digital card battle.
Let's go, baby.
Oh, beautiful.
So I need to ask before you do go on about Oras. What made you pick this over that one? Because I really like that one.
I mean, that one is fantastic, and you know, I mean, the whole concept of like Golden Silver is fantastic because
I love it.
It's 2 games in one.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
And because you basically get to go through Kanto. There's a continuity with the game, and I mean, the Johto Pokedex is still fantastic, and like anytime you get to use it, I mean, bring it. And Tyranitar is just a big staple of everything.
No, it is, mate.
Yep, like still competitive, still brilliant, still crunching to this day. But the reason I went for like Oras is because of just what it brought back to the like. I mean, I must admit I hadn't really played any Pokemon for quite some time. That was my sort of dip with playing it. Oras brought me back into playing it.
When did it sort of stop? Was it?
I didn't play Black and White 2, and I regret that because I know how good Black and White 2 actually was.
Black and White 2, great.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I played Black, and I just couldn't get. I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know what it was about it. I didn't. I appreciate that the sprites were moving, and I just couldn't get into it. And it also took me quite a long time to actually buy a 3DS, so I wasn't really. So I didn't play X and Y.
I like X and Y as well, and I know that I get a lot of shit for some reason, but I quite liked them at the time.
I've got it now just for more for completion's sake than anything. But I didn't play when it came out, but that's I did start to get some whisperings about it, and I did go quite hard into Diamond and Pearl in terms of that's when I started to really understand what EV training was, what IVs were, and
that was about when I was sort of what is this nonsense everyone's talking about? Oh, okay, that actually matters. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, the point of the game, there's some battling things, and you have to breed things and get it. All this whole. Over the years, as the sort of the big competitive scene has kind of evolved, and they have these like weekly, national tournaments, and they have these gigantic, big events that invade London now, and they've made that gradually easier and easier in terms of kind of like you can reset these things, you can build up their EVs, there are more ways that rather than just buying a bunch of protein to improve their attack. All you've got to do is get the right nature, and you're pretty much good with anything that you need now. So it's much easier. But I think,
and like back in the day as well, to sort of grasp how you do with EV and IVs, you had to talk to that guy and give you the obtuse description, and I'm like, what does that mean again? And it's like, oh, that's 4 IV, right? Okay, let's get out of my party. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what does this mean? Why does this one man in this whole game know this? I mean, now it's far easier because you get the little sort of hexagonal pad thing. And you basically,
yes.
Now I see how this guy is built. Yeah, but again, like most, like in other cryptic ways, you can just leave Pokemon with things. If you get enough like battle points of playing the game, you can basically like just I'll improve this thing for wink, which basically just means I'm going to improve your IVs. So there are ways to get around it. And they even kind of made it so that didn't really impact your hidden power ability at the time, which isn't really, again, that's not a thing anymore. But there were so many different aspects of the game that were kind of starting to become more accessible with Oras. And I think the other thing as well with Oras, I mean, like you had the combined power of like nostalgia, because obviously it's the remake, and I loved like Ruby and Sapphire when they came out. They were brilliant.
Yeah,
they had big shoes to fill because it was starting fresh. You weren't leaning on the sort of the 151.
Yeah, because Gold and Silver, as great as they were, they did feel like, back in Kanto, right? This was where the party started. Do you know what I mean?
They had to sort of lean on that familiarity, which is great because you had the replayability, but you still didn't have the same. You still didn't. It wasn't moving on. What with Oras, you had this massive game, especially if you did play Pokemon Emerald as well. You had the Battle Frontier as well. You had all these different things that you could do afterwards, and they brought a similar sort of thing back for that with Oras as well. But the thing which was also astounding by Oras was basically was you did have more of these epilogues as well, and you got to basically find Deoxys. You got that sort of extra story afterwards, which was absolutely fantastic.
But can we just talk for a second about the Deoxys theme, which is the greatest theme in all the Pokemon, by the way?
Oh yeah, Deoxys theme is.
Oh fuck it! It's such a banger, especially in Oras as well. The Oras version.
No one knows what that is.
Shut up, Jam. Be quiet. The Oras version is a stone cold banger, mate. I'm sorry to interrupt again. Carry on, Scotty, mate.
No, and the whole thing was fantastic. But but the same thing is because that whole I don't know if you've seen it. So there's an online series. I think it's called I can't remember what it's called. It's not Pokemon Chronicles because that was a different thing.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's a YouTube miniseries of Pokemon, which is quite relatively dark.
I've read as the main dude. Is that the one you're on about? Or is that a different one?
I think it was in that series. You're right, yeah, because they're basically it was that thing. But there's a short of basically the Horus DLC on YouTube where they basically
Yes.
there's this unknown trainer basically trying to stop Deoxys from basically causing havoc, and you basically it's basically the story of the basically the epilogue of Horus in a cartoon, and it's this fantastic battle between Rayquaza and Deoxys actually, and you get to do that in the actual game, and there's this cutscene you have to, and you suddenly get to play with this ridiculously overpowered Mega Rayquaza Pokemon, and you get to battle Deoxys, and it's this fantastic fantastic cutscene at the end of the game as well, and that's the other thing as well. Mega Evolution is a brilliant concept, and it's something.
I'll buzz off Mega Revolutions, mate.
It was brilliant. I mean,
bring them back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they should bring them back. I mean, I mean, I didn't really care for it. Like, Z-Moons were fine, but I never really cared for them. At least you still had Mega Evolution in Sun and Moon. I didn't care for Gigantamax or anything like that. And like the new terrestrialization mechanic is I appreciate it.
Kind of cool. Yeah, it adds a sort of depth to it, especially competitive play. But bring back Megas, man.
Megas were brilliant, yeah. But Megas were so much, like, they were just so fun. They were so brilliant, but they weren't balanced. They weren't unbalanced either. I mean, obviously some of them were better than us. Like Mega Blaziken is ridiculous Pokemon.
Yeah,
and same with Mega.
I mean, 2 Megazords, by the way.
Oh yeah, 2. Yeah, exactly. Two. Like they properly like said like Mega Charizard X and Charizard Y. I'm just the fact that they kind of have that, you had that variability was already brilliant. But then they gave all the Horus the Gen 3 starters, like all the Mega Evolutions as well, and they added more for like Horus as well. So but you basically got all this wonderful new mechanics which had been introduced in X and Y, all unwrapped to something which is familiar, and then you still got to play all these things out, which would ordinarily get to kind of like go to a cinema to unlock. I literally remember going to like Newcastle to basically get the special ticket.
How Newcastle or Stoke Newcastle?
Stoke Newcastle.
Okay, well, I was going to say that's quite a far way to go.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it wasn't as far, but yeah, because they had an event at the View Cinema in Cheshire.
Were you in Midlands area then, or were you in Cheshire?
No. Oh no, I think I was still in Cheshire at that point. Yeah, but
it's not too bad then.
No, although it might have been I can't remember when Horus came out now. Like when Emerald and
Well, this was 2014, I think. Oh, Bainbridge, when did Horus come out?
It was the exact same day as Super Smash Brothers on the 3DS. I remember that.
Helpful, mate. That's really helpful.
It would have been 2014 and 2015.
2014. 21st of November 2014, it says here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would have been in the Midlands at that point, but I think for when the Game Boy, this is what I'm talking about the Game Boy Advance version. So
okay, that was 2003, right?
Yeah. So that was when I was I had to beg someone like
right.
My poor dad to drive into.
Right, you tell your dad you got to do stuff, mate. He's got to be a father.
Well, I mean, he just went to Borders that was nearby.
Yeah.
wandered around there. Afterwards, I bought some Pokemon cards, and and yeah, but I mean, as a sort of, it's not just the fact that I think Horus was fantastic retelling. It didn't feel like it like there's enough in it to say, oh yeah, I remember doing this, but it didn't. It still didn't feel like completely like a rehash of the whole game. And the fact you had the primal versions of all the things coming out as well, and the 3D like translation from like the GBA games all the way to this were just seamless, and it worked so well.
Yeah.
And you got to
explore, agree, mate.
Yeah, I got to explore this big area again, and it wasn't hard to get all the different Pokemon again afterwards with all the different Hooper all the Hooper rings which suddenly appeared, and then you obviously got to get Hooper as well. So that they were it was a remake, they were still introducing new Pokemon. Yeah, it was just this brilliant sort of like brilliant move over to actual sort of proper 3D battles just constantly. And yeah, and even though I respect the Switch versions, well, I don't know, Scarlet and Violet. No, I don't. No, you're right, I don't.
I wasn't being rude. I was looking for that. I'm so sorry.
No, I got the exact same one.
We're cultured, mate.
I don't know about you, but whenever I play a brand new Pokemon game,
he sits on Pokemon Squad Builder, whatever it's called, for about 4 hours.
Well, no. I do that.
You do that.
I do that. But I don't know about you, but I specifically like to use Pokemon introduced in that region.
Yeah, that's fair. I would, yeah.
Because I'm just like, I don't want to use Pokemon that were introduced in the last region. I had the opportunity to use them then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. I want to use new Pokemon. So it feels more like an interview now. What was your team for ORAS?
Do you remember your team? Is the question, and if you do, what is it?
I mean,
I remember my team that I used. I remember it very fondly.
Well, I started with Swamp. I started with Mudkip, so I had a Swampert.
That's the correct choice, Scotty. As cool as Blaziken is.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but yeah, but I mean, yeah, Mudkip was the most sensible starter.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because I can't for the life of me remember. I'm pretty sure, like, I feel like I had a Camerupt for some reason. I think I went with
That sounds right.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That sounds like it's sort of within that.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it sort of fit with that. I had a Flygon. I think
Flygon was.
Yeah.
He should have got a Mega. Pissed me off.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, he was definitely snubbed from Mega Evolution. I was annoyed by that. I mean, Mega Salamence is still epic, but at the same time, I was like, no, not happy about it.
I remember when. Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish. But
I mean, to be honest, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I can't say that I remember the rest of my team. I must admit.
Was
I think,
I'm sorry, Scotty. Go on.
no, I can't. I don't think I can remember. I mean,
Yeah. Was Metagross? That was Gen 3, right?
Metagross was in 3.
You
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
would have had a Metagross, right? I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think I don't know actually because I think you got one Beldum at some point in the game, and I think that was kind of I think you did get access to a shiny one at some point, and that kind of became like to get shiny Mega Metagross at some point. Right, so that was pretty cool to be fair. I may have gone through with Gardevoir as well. Gardevoir,
Yeah, Gardevoir sounds like it should be in that team.
Yeah,
and Aggron as well, probably.
I didn't use Aggron, but funny thing. So Oris was also the same around time that like we started actually doing a Pokemon like draft league. So that was we did 3 seasons with Oris. So that was also where I got properly into like competitive like single battles as well. So I had a Mega Aggron. I drafted Mega Aggron for one of those seasons, and he did me well. I have to say. He was that was quite a cool season as well because we got randomly assigned an Uber, which was based on the Smogon ranking at the time.
Yeah.
I got Kyogre, so
Nice, mate.
I did pretty well with Kyogre.
I've just googled best Oras team, and all I've got is a load of fucking Reddit threads with nerds just banging on about competitive play, and I'm just like, just tell me the team.
Come on.
Yeah.
I remember my team very fondly.
Okay, you go. What's your team, Bainbridge?
So, as much as I love Mudkip, I actually went with Torchic from the get-go.
Of course you did.
Because I'm thinking, fire types, there's Camerupt and Torkoal, that's all I can think about. I can't...
They were thin on the ground for fire types, I must admit.
Yeah,
to be fair, you're not getting a better fire type than Blaziken, I'll give you that.
Exactly, so...
Yeah.
We went with Blaziken. This is the end team we're talking about.
Yeah.
Blaziken.
4 team, yeah.
Yeah. Blaziken, Gardevoir, because Gardevoir, she's
Gardevoir.
She's just the greatest Pokemon ever made.
I won't go that far, mate, but pretty good.
I've got right here as well.
Was that Gardevoir?
It is. And then I'm going in route order now.
I'm going route order, mate.
And then we had Manectric because it's just a fast electric boy. And then Flygon.
Flygon, mate.
No, he wasn't the only Pokemon on the team that didn't get a Mega, actually, so I'm quite happy about that now. Then we had Milotic. It took me a while to get Milotic.
It did, mate. Fun fact, on Pokemon Go now, I've got a shiny Phoebus, so in about 3 years I'll have a shiny Milotic, mate, you know what I'm saying?
Eventually, maybe, yeah.
And then for my final member, we actually went Absol because...
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, again, Mega Ab, like, this is the thing about Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution has kind of made certain Pokemon just suddenly relevant again. And
yeah.
So Mega Absol,
I agree with that, by the way.
Yeah, people like Pokemon like Absol were just completely like, pointless Pokemon until they got this Mega Evolution, and it's like, right, yes, This is what we need. I still remember there was I think I remember watching a clip of like the Pokemon like cartoon. Oh no, that was beautiful. I remember watching a clip of the Pokemon cartoon. It was Mega Absol against another Mega Pokemon as well, and it was just like it was really just cool seeing like actual Mega Pokemon actually battle. And I think what was kind of frustrating with the games, I think like they kind of forgot certain mechanics, because I've seen like these clips of a Mega Lucario going against a Gigantamax Machamp.
Yeah.
This could happen. This that you didn't have to get rid of these things. They're still really cool. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
So I think you'd be hard pressed to decide what the hell to do with your Charizard, but still.
Definitely, mate.
I remember the moveset I had on my Absol. Turn it into a full.
Why do you remember that?
Because I do. It was a classic Bainbridge moveset. So he had Swords Dance, obviously.
A Mega Blastoise, though, mate. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Mega Blast! That is a class Pokemon card. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm balls deep now. My binder of Pokemon cards. So, yeah, I'm out, lads.
So yeah, we had Swords Dance, and then we had Night Slash for the stab, obviously.
Obviously.
X Scissor
for
the coverage.
For coverage, yeah.
Oh. And then we just had. I think we just had Slash anyway, because you can't go wrong with a normal type move every now and then, and it had a good attack stat. I think that were base power 80.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
This is what I mean, John.
Yeah, I would have gone for Sucker Punch personally.
Well, we had Night Slash for that. And
mate, just Earthquake everything, man. Come on, Bainbridge. You know better than that.
We had the ability as well where it increased. I think it like doubled the damage of slashing type of moves as well. So that's why I'm just...
What?
Pokemon's a kid's game. Listen to him.
We were the kids that Pokemon came out to.
Anyway, I turned this into more of a me thing. Dr. D, this is your
No, that was good, Bainbridge.
No, this is what we're after. We're after the discussion and how people kind of perceived everything still. Yeah, this is great.
But I can't really contribute much to this one, I'm afraid.
It's all right, Jam, mate. You can name more than 10 Pokemon at least.
Yeah, I can.
Jam, also lost, mate. How are you feeling? You good?
I know, I was 1-0 the end, or well.
Right,
Scotty,
Jack's not getting any younger, so number 2.
Yeah, Scotty, are you happy with how we praise Pokemon or stuff? Wonderful. The silver medal, if you will, please.
The silver medal. We're coming back to the modern age a little bit more now, and I think this is this is largely a reflection of what I've had the time. I think. I don't know about you fellas, but I think as adulting looms and there are things that we have required, like the actual time for gaming has to be kind of placed exactly where you need it to be for the one time, and for something to basically grab hold of you and actually take that time from you, it has to be something that is really going to be worth doing it.
I know all about that.
Agreed.
It takes up a lot of my time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think apart from. So, I think my last 2 games encapsulate that. And because of this, the silver medal actually goes to Horizon the Forbidden West.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And because this is one game that I've actually just about managed to get balls deep in and actually just really, really, just really enjoy, frankly.
I don't know about these 2 gentlemen, but I do not expect Horizon Forbidden West number 1 on your list and 2 so far up. Do you know what I mean?
I told you.
I've not played this one. I played the first one.
Yep.
What made you pick this one over Zero Dawn?
Partly because I've not played it as much, but
okay, yeah, fair enough.
But mostly because it's just I think the fact it's on a PS5, I think is what the main.
It looks very nice from what I've seen. It looks very, especially the PC version has come out as well. That looks stellar as well. Yeah.
Like, it's amazing where things have actually gone, which don't involve glitching or loading constantly or anything like that. It's just this beautiful game. It's sometimes like I just like to speedrun. Like I'm more of a completionist when it comes to games, but then sometimes I just want to get on with it and feel like I'm actually getting somewhere.
I was thinking about this the other day. Sometimes I just like my favorite games are quite story driven. So to get to where the places are like, I have to play 5-10 hours. Sometimes I'll just have a save and I'll just exist in the world just for a bit. I don't know if you the kind of ballpark.
Well, no,
Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I mean, sometimes I will load the game up and it's like, oh, that this mission seems a bit far away. I'm just gonna mine this, and there's nothing wrong with kind of just going around, just kind of like It's one of these weird sort of things. I'm perfectly happy just going around collecting berries and just making sure I'm kind of prepared for things coming up. Make sure I've got enough medicines and things like that. But the fact that the skill tree involved in Horizon is just it's one thing. It's massive, and you kind of there's so many things you can. With so many different ways you can play. If you prefer trapping, if you prefer combat, if you prefer long distance sort of things, if you prefer burst shootings, if you actually like riding the animatronic animals all the time. There's so many different ways you can actually play the game, and everything just works so seamlessly. Like the combat system again, it's like you can factor in all these different things. You can seamlessly switch between your bows or your burst weapons or your kind of like your grenades, and then you can suddenly move into combat. You can learn again as with the Batman games, you can kind of figure out which combos are necessary for work well for each animals. I mean, sort of enemies. It's very satisfying when you can suddenly running for you and you jump over something, turn around, and then shoot an arrow at something. It's so satisfying when you actually get that, especially if you do get the knockout on the thing itself, and then you start mining for it. After a while, you can start to craft different things as well, and even if that's not going to really help you towards your mission, it doesn't matter because you're just enjoying it, and the fact and again, you've got the voice of ways to do things. You can just dive bomb from the stage. You can just hide. You can take things down stealthily. There's so many different forms of stealth takedowns, which again is super satisfying to watch. But the story as well is just so fascinating, and it's one of those things like set in the past, but also in the future. There's this weird juxtaposition of this beautiful clean landscape, but then this remnant of failed technological civilization, and that is here in the background where you walk to this cave and you're in these cauldrons that they're called, and you're kind of like walking around and you feel like you're not in control of where you are because there's all these AIs that are controlling everything, and you've got to try and track them, hunt them down, and kind of like take out all these animals like the entire time. But at the same time, you're just trying. You've got this big heavy burden because you think you're basically the planet's going to basically just rot away if you don't do something about this. So even though you got this magic staff that seems to hack things for some reason, that's what is going to basically help the world. And you've basically had to do these things. But I might just go help this guy for a second. It's this weird sort of like just you've got and that's just how if you want to play that way, that's absolutely fine. I mean, and I do find myself just kind of like, oh, I'm just going, I heard a rumor that something happened. Oh, okay, I'll just go do this. And it's that same thing that I mentioned with Borderlands. It's like, oh, just one more thing before it. Oh, just one more.
One more. I'll do this before I go to bed. I'll just grab that. I'll just kill this boss.
Yeah,
whatever.
I'll just go deliver this mission. Oh, I'll just go return this, and then before you know it, it's like, I could get more of that. Oh, I could collect that. Oh, I could, I need that for craft. And you get so immersed with everything, especially because the voice acting and the motion capture of everything is just superb on it. Like there's nothing is wasted, and I don't think about what effort would have gone into making this game, because the fact that the motion capture of everything when people have just having fucking conversations is just so intricate and just so well kind of like captured. And there's so many different characters that they have these backstories. They have different ways of they're not just no one's not trying in this game. Everyone has their own backstory. Everyone has their own way to be something. Everyone has their own sort of way of life and all these different sort of cultures and all these different sort of ways of thinking. And it's just so immersive. And I can't keep track of any of it. But it's so fascinating that why this whole sort of like it seems so primitive. Technically it's a primitive kind of like warrior based civilization that was just based on some old museum exhibitions of something that happened far in the past, but they've kind of taken that as a sort of weird religion just because it was there. I mean, it was. You can see so many different parallels of ancient Egyptian civilizations, which is like, oh, let's worship that, or the Bible or various other texts, and it's basically the same thing that happens, but it's just in the future, and also the fact that one of the whole thing is just based on Vegas, but it's covered in sand, is just amazing. And when I don't know if you got this part of it, but essentially there's a bit where all like these projections get reactivated in Vegas, and you see all these holiday themed things that you can put there, which you have to collect by doing puzzles as well. So there's that whole aspect of it as well, and trying to get past different things, and then there's obviously boss levels as well, and it's just so big. I think I can't remember how many hours I've logged on it now. I don't think I'm 40% of the way through it, and I don't know if that's because it's huge or just keep getting distracted because it's just a nice place to just.
I'd imagine it's a bit of both.
Yeah, probably with both. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Because I think it is just gigantic, and there's so many collectibles in terms of like finding like.
Is it overwhelming the map and that, or did you feel that you've always got something to do? Do you ever just zoom out on the map and think, for fuck's sake, I can't be out of all this, or do you feel, oh yes, this is?
It's a lot.
You know what I mean?
I can't deny it's a lot, and then
Yeah.
and sometimes there's times where it's talking, and you're just trying to do every little thing, and it's just like I didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
but the map is more just kind of like, oh, that's there. By the way, in case you want to do that, but I think that there's enough that it's not overwhelming because there's some things like if you don't want to kind of just do the main continuity, there's other types of missions you could do. Like you can like figure, because there's like these bits where there's like data of old projections of certain areas, and you can try and match up the old picture to the lands. I think one of them is essentially looks like Drudgewell Banks. You're basically trying to find out all the these ruins of the satellite dishes, and you kind of line them up. Or you can go solve the puzzle, or you can go, take down the tall necks and kind of like get more of your map, or you can unlock more ways to hack things, and you basically make it as easy or as hard as you want to, depending on how much time you want to go into it. And I think that's why it's just but the fact you're doing all these combat things, and the triggers on the PS5 controller are changing depending on what you're doing, and you feel like you've tugged your bow, you feel like you've shot your sling, you feel like you've set your traps being set up. It's so immersive when you are playing it, and the sound effects which come out of the PS5 controller, it is just this phenomenal experience of gaming. And it's
peak gaming, mate. You know what I'm saying?
It's peak gaming, and you feel. And even that weird, every game seems to have this weird achievement where you have to like glide for X amount of time. Because I remember getting that from like a Prince of Persia game, and you still got the same like achievement in this sort of game. But when you're doing that, you achieve that thing when you're going wee, and you're just kind of like going for this gigantic high point that you just rock climbed up, and you're kind of going all the way down. You're seeing all this gigantic scenery. You just really appreciate how much this effort this would have taken to get there. And honestly, I've still not even finished it. I still have to find that time to actually try and finish it, and I can't wait to finish it because I'm really excited as to where it's actually going to go. Because there's like it could go this way because this villain, this guy's a villain, but this AI is a villain, but it's not really a villain. It's weird how something that seems so rural and so kind of like rustic is based on such sort of frighteningly apt concepts of modern day, realistically, in terms of resources running out and AI not being used properly. It's quite bizarre how that kind of is incorporated into it. But also, but also your main character is someone you actually care about. Like the character's called Aloy, and it's someone you actually want to kind
Aloy's class,
Aloy's brilliant. And you feel like. You feel like she has something to prove. I mean, because and you start to understand her. You understand why she is the way that she is throughout the whole. When we are interacting with other characters, and you feel there's a lot more depth to it. But even more than that, it's a reincarnation of this elf guy. There are a lot of parallels with the modern like Zelda games. I can't deny that in terms of.
It's a shame. I don't think it got the credit it deserved because the first one came out when Breath of the Wild come out, and that just got eclipsed by Breath of the Wild. And then the second one came out when Elden Ring-ish was just on the horizon, and there was no comparison. Do you know what I mean? So
exactly. And I think you're right. I think they've gone better because they finally added it to the Game Pass, and it got DLC as well. And kind of like, and I do love that thing when you get this random email from PlayStation saying, "Yeah, great, you're further in the game."
Yeah, see you now, boom, see you in a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Good job, mate. Well done. You got further in this monumental giant game. Like you've done great. So so I think because that, it's just worth the time, and it's just one of those games you just appreciate how far gaming has actually come.
Mm-hmm.
Get something that is this, and it's felt like if you're swimming and you come out, you're wet for a bit. It's just these little things be the thing you just really appreciate how much effort things have gone to, and the fact that she's narrating her life every now and then, and.
It's like if you were playing Sonic Adventure 2 Battle back in the day, and you just went in a time machine back to yourself and went, no. Look at where we're going.
Yeah.
And compare the two in 2000 and whenever it fucking was, you'd be like, what the?
Literally,
but even like the first, I've only played the first game, so I've got no input on the second one. I'm so sorry, but the first one's impressive, and that was a PS4 game, wasn't it? So now,
that was PS4, but playing with the PS5, I mean, everything. Everything's been improved on. It's so smooth. You're not distracted by the jet engine in the corner of your room. You're trying to take off, and you're just playing it, and you're so the way that the controller integrates with the game is just so seamless, so well thought out in terms of what it actually how it's changing as you're playing the game.
Yes.
You're all right. It deserves more credit because it's just so well thought out, and it's such a just beautiful, pretty game.
Yeah, because it's impressive. It controls well. Like, the characters are great. Like Ashley Birch, who does the voice for Aloy, and it's just spot on.
Yeah,
but people just seem so sort of cold on it. Like, I've got Mr. PlayStation below me on the screen now. Never touched barely touched Horizon. Jam, help me out
3 hours into the first one.
The first one, and that's it.
I don't dislike it. It just didn't grab me.
Which is crazy, isn't it?
I do like the concept of it's in the future, but humanity's failed and tech, and that was really good. It's just the game.
It's another high placement game like that, unless you've barely played Jam.
What?
Another high placement game like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
No one cares about that.
Shut up, mate. Yeah, so I remember finishing the first one. Just realistically, when the first one ended, and did you finish the first one, Scotty?
I didn't actually. No.
Well, it sort of dangles the carrot, mate, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm in, because that's when the revelation is the second one. I imagine where you go. Is it? What city is it?
I can't remember. There's loads of cities.
So it's an American, somewhere in America. You are, aren't you? I think it's. Or is it Los Angeles or Vegas or somewhere like that?
Vegas, yeah. But that I mean, this is the weird thing. I mean, like you're still playing for about like a good few hours before you even get to the Forbidden West.
Yeah.
That's the insane thing about it. I mean, and that sort of penny dropped. Like I only just got to the Forbidden.
Yeah. So what the fuck?
Yeah, literally. Like you have that normal sort of start of a game where you don't have an inventory. You're just learning to play the game, and then all of a sudden the game like lets you have an inventory again, and then that's when you start to kind of get the upgrades of different weapons and costumes and things like that. And you're like, oh, okay, now it's like this, and then you think you'll think you're playing the game, and you get sort of like you get caught up on all the other characters, and you can read the bios at any time if you want to, and all the logs that happen with like, stupid billionaires, which are clearly like meant to be like people like Elon Musk, but just kind of
doing stuff they probably shouldn't have been doing, like, and
literally
reaping
yeah, exactly. And then then something happens, and I'm not going to say what, and then all of a sudden that's when you then forced to go to the Forbidden West. You're like, how have I only just? but that's where you start to kind of go against the dinosaur based things as well, and that's where you start kind of like ripping off Triceratops based horns and things like that, and getting much better weapons and much cooler bosses. And so even though it feels long, you're still kind of introduced to everything relatively pretty like gradually, and you'll be able to ride more things, and it becomes a bit quicker. So it's a slog. I can't say it's not a slog, but you get so much game. It's just they've put so much effort into it, and I think the way that they introduced the game, I think if they didn't do that in Zero Dawn, I can see why it may not have grabbed you, because for a while you're thinking, what's going on here? But then the fact they introduced the whole point of the gameplay in terms of like, here's the robot, this is what you're meant to do with them. That's they kind of bring you into the game a lot better, I think. And I think maybe that's why it kind of I think that's why the sequel is a lot better than the original. On top of all the different new weapons, new enemies, new weapons, new mechanics, and things as usual.
Wonderful stuff, mate. Bainbridge.
Yes, mate.
Have you played Horizon?
I played the first one.
Did you like the first one?
Well, from what I played of it, I did, but I didn't really play that much of it.
Why not, mate? Was there something else you had to play, or what?
No. It was nothing like that. It was my second year of uni.
Okay. You were pissed up every night, hanging out the gutter.
No. Nothing like that.
You liar. Don't go on this show and lie to me, mate.
I hardly went out of uni, to be fair. It wasn't It wasn't until my third year when I actually started enjoying nightlife. I was quite secluded for a good couple of years.
That's the wrong way around.
I know.
That's when you do the work.
I know. But no, so second year of uni, I was stressing out because I had to find a placement and shit like that. So I didn't have much time for gaming, so I was constantly like working on uni shit. I was working a job as well. So
geez,
the supermarket, mate.
No, I'm not actually. Oh my god, it is Willow.
Willow's here.
No, at the time I wasn't working at Asda. Where was I working? I was working at Laser Zone. That was
What?
a
The
terrible
laser
time.
zone.
Yeah.
Laser zone.
That- basically, if any kids pissed me off, I'd just turn off their packs by shooting them.
Nice.
But yeah, I was a real bitch. So I was working a job, stressing about uni shit, trying to find a placement for the following year.
You need to get your
And-
priorities in order, mate. You need to be gaming. Number one and only.
Another thing is, I didn't have a TV in my room, so the only TV that we had was in the kitchen in the communal
fuck.
area.
Tell them you're having this kitchen in my room, everyone. Yeah.
So, I'm just like, wait, they were fine with me having my PS4 in there and everything, because there were a few of us that gamed, but like I couldn't just sit down and play a game I wanted to. It was always like, right, we're either watching a movie or we're playing games that we can all play together. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that, mate.
So yeah, as much as I did enjoy it, I just don't think I could go back to it now because, like Scotty said, my PS4 sounds like a fucking jet engine now. So
Yeah. Mine
Eh.
also sounds like that.
Yeah.
so yeah, and I can't afford a PS5. So yeah, this is the boat that we're in.
That's because you bought a PC, mate.
You told me to.
No, you are no. You made that decision before you spoke to me.
No, you were like, it probably would be a better choice to get a PC.
Well,
And you are completely right. It was a better choice to get a
probably
PC.
was, yeah, but Jam's got a few in a minute.
But yeah. So
Why?
I don't know, mate.
there's my story on
Windows is terrible. That's why.
You love Windows. Don't put Windows on it then. Use Linux.
Anything on a PC is terrible.
No, you can't move the goalposts, mate.
And I can move the goalposts.
No,
I'm also fuming as well.
don't fume, mate. Why are you fuming?
Because this only arrived today. It's fallen off and broke.
Oh Jesus. Well.
So
What a
You'll-
noob.
luckily it's a
That's
custom,
surprising,
so
really.
some super
Hey.
glue will do it well.
Some super glue will do it well. Jam.
Right, anyway.
Yeah.
Why have you not played one of PlayStation flagship franchises
Indeed.
for more than
Well,
2
I have
minutes?
for a few hours.
For more than 2 minutes, mate.
Just didn't grab me.
You know it does grab you, mate. Rocket
Me.
League. Maybe the Jim Bainbridge as well.
It's not
Scotty,
a PlayStation franchise, is it?
Might be. It could have been one day. It could have been.
Could have been. Was
Graphic
PS1.
football.
Traffic football.
Oh, Jesus.
Said a swear word. Which one is it though? Who can do?
Yeah. Scotty, mate.
Yes, sir.
Time has come. Unless you've got anything to add on Horizon Forbidden West, the second greatest game of all time.
Indeed. No, I think I've.
Are you happy with how we've championed Horizon Forbidden West?
I reckon so, and I would encourage more to play it if they have the time.
I probably should be Mr. PlayStation and all. But you branded me that. No, I didn't.
I didn't know. No, you branded yourself that. I just pointed it out.
How
Anyway, this doesn't matter. Number one, we know it's Smash.
I know what it is. I
Scotty,
think
tell us
I'm
why.
pretty sure we know what it is. But Scott, you're going to put us out of a misery.
it's there or it's not.
Yeah. Jam's already sent me the artwork with this game on the list, by the way. So that is in your own time, Scotty. What's the greatest game ever made?
The greatest game ever made. It's Candy Crush now. It's
I knew it.
That's the game.
it's a game.
Is it Coin Master?
It's
Yes.
called-
Remember Coin Master?
Is it Twitter? No, I mean, let's face it. If someone is going to, put themselves on an IV drip to make a game, then you've got to respect the effort that goes through and the commitment and the just absolute love
Is on about Sakurai, Jam.
of the. I'm on about Sakurai.
Easy.
Yeah. And then, I mean, of course, it's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. You can't. There's no other way. I mean, there's no other reason why there's a game that I will constantly go back to, no matter what. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to shock you, Scotty, mate. This was the game I knew was on this list, and this is the game I probably would have put at number one. Because this, every time you come on Twitch, Scotty's online. I'm like, I think there's been 2 occasions where you've not been playing Smash Ultimate, but you're playing Dragon Ball Fighters for a few hours one day a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
and you were playing, but like you said, Borderlands 2. That was more recently, I think. But you always I appreciate the hustle, mate. For Smash Bros. Ultimate, you're always on it. You always, even as how good you are at this game, you're always trying to improve. You like you said to me one day, I need to improve my Greninja, and I'm like, what the fuck are you like? Why do you want to say? I can't fight Greninja anyway, so. But I mean, you always want to get better, which is why you've obviously every character in Elite Smash. But why is this game so special?
Well, I mean, for what I mean, in terms, if you just ignore the whole concept of the game in general, it's the biggest crossover event you can think of. Probably bigger than, like, as you know, as mentioned by Reggie, himself. Probably more than anything in the MCU, frankly. Probably definitely would have involved more paperwork as well. Let's face it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in fact,
that's within itself, isn't it? So
well, this is it. Yeah, I mean, if it speaks volume itself in something which is, when characters which have gone nowhere near any Nintendo console ever are, people are fighting to get these characters in this game because of how important realistically and how popular Smash Bros. Actually is. I mean, who could ever consider a game when Heihachi, like, he is in the game in the background, but someone like Kazuya Mishima is this top tier game where you have to also go against Pikachu. It basically it sounds
that
completely
hurts my head. Even now, I played hours and hours and hours. This guy,
like, it shouldn't work. It shouldn't exist, but it does.
Yeah, well, exactly. And there's no compromisation. There's still no compromisation. You still feel like you're playing a Tekken character, but it's still working into Smash Bros.
It's kind of strange because he's from a 3D fighting game, and it's the same, but it's different, isn't it? Like, you sort of there's different sort of X and Y, what they call axis. Thank you very much. Thank you. But it still works like it does in Tekken. It's same as like Bayonetta.
Yeah, again,
works like she works in Bayonetta. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah,
but it's impressive as well.
Well, yeah, the fact. I mean, I think that's just the thing which kind of fits. I mean, people have tried to copy the formula for ages. I mean, like, Rivals 2 looks like it's getting close in terms of how good it is. But as soon as there was no more like downloadable content coming out, and then as soon as that felt like this open paddock to basically all these other games came out. So you had all like Nickelodeon All Stars coming out. You had Multiverses trying to come out, and they've all just died a death because you just can't.
They're all fine. Don't.
It's
all within the same umbrella, though, isn't it?
No,
Smash Bros. Brought so many franchises together.
Yeah, exactly. In a concept which is applicable, graspable to everybody. I mean, obviously we play it the correct way. We
play the correct way. Thank you, Scotty.
Me, Jam, and Scotty. You know, Jack.
I play the correct way.
Jack is there, but even with like you speak to, like, I still remember like playing a few games, and there'll still be very specific matches, some points of matches that they will remember that happened in Smash Bros. Where we're just playing 8-player or some crazy crap like that. Like I remember, like, I hit this like thing, you dodged it and it hit Scotty and he went out. These things you remember, and they're not, these things aren't arbitrary. And at this point, like, we were playing with items on, and it was still fun. Like there's so many.
There is a time and a place for it, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? If I was with my younger cousin or something, I'd be like, I wouldn't fucking find a destination and wipe the floor. I was like, just put items on and we'll be all right and we'll have a good time.
Well, exactly, and that's the sort of time where you do get that opportunity to sort of appreciate how much is happening. You have all these, like, you put the stage hazards on, you see all the things in the background.
Pokeballs, mate.
But yeah, the whole even Pokeballs in there, and that stems from like the N64. The fact that Pokemon still is this emerging. I honestly believe that certain franchises wouldn't be as popular as they are today if it were not for Smash Bros. Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I was going to say Fire Emblem. No way. There's no way Fire Emblem would be as big as it is if it wasn't for Smash. Not a chance.
If it was not for Melee or even like continuing with Brawl as well when I appeared. Like,
so there is one reason why I shouldn't like Smash then.
Yes, that's correct, John.
that can still be a pickable, yeah. But even things like things like Metroid. I was aware. I didn't.
To be fair,
yeah, like, even because Samus was I mean, obviously she was based on other games that had come out beforehand, but they hadn't, they sort of falling into obscurity. But the fact that, but the only reason I even picked up Metroid was because I played Smash, and I was like.
I think the first time I ever played as Samus was in Smash 64. I think.
Yeah,
pretty sure it would have been.
Yeah, same with me. I mean, I never played Super Metroid, but because of that, I bought Metroid Fusion. I played all the Metroid Prime games. Prime 3 is great, apart from if you realize you've not collected everything, and at that point, screw that. But
yeah.
Yeah, but even so, the fact you got all this corrupted people kind of coming through that's a really cool game. But again, that I probably wouldn't have bothered or even bothered to try and understand the lore about anything if it wasn't for just being aware of the characters in Smash. And as they come in, you kind of okay, well, why have you? You kind of have to try and understand why characters have become worthy to even be in Smash, and that's what you start to appreciate all these different worlds and all the different backstories, and that lets you be more relatable to other people, and because who know that sort of thing, but won't necessarily know through Smash. But even then, those people, if you like anything, you always have a reason to like Smash. Like even if you're not good at it, even if you're not good at you like just by pressing jumping all the time and just button bash. But I mean, button bash doesn't really work in Smash, to be honest. But
not really.
Not really. But
spamming does work all the time.
Spamming works.
Yeah.
Doing that doesn't work, but spamming the same move can be effective if it's what I mean.
Working, especially because if you're playing with someone who just doesn't expect someone to play better, so they're kind of like he won't do this. Like, oh look, he's still doing it. Yeah, silly me. But I mean, this is the thing, and this is why it's something for everybody. Like, and the amount of effort that there's just the fact that and the whole people pleasing aspect of it, the fact that people were wanting Sora, that Smash ballot that kind of showed off that everyone wanted Sora in, and it just seemed that it's supposed to.
It was like Bayonetta was the highest. It's like okay, I'm definitely the highest one, definitely, yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. But the fact that that was for Smash 4, and they held on to that, and they still delivered on that for Smash Ultimate.
And they went to. I imagine they went to Square Enix and went, look at all these fucking votes here. Let us put.
You wanna get involved in this?
Yeah. Do you want a slice of this pie, mate? You know what I mean?
Keep going, yeah. But yeah, I think that was the other thing as well. The fact that they started, they baked the pie. They started cutting the pie, and they kept cutting them, and because there's always this sort of habit to kind of assume that you've got one character, be happy. But the fact you started with Cloud, and then you got Sephiroth, and then you got Sora, which was a whole thing with Disney as well, and it's just always
Hero as well.
And Hero as well.
Hang on, isn't Sora actually owned by Disney?
Yeah.
Ish.
And not Square?
Ish.
No. Sora is full on Disney.
No. I don't believe you.
Well, I mean, it was created for the Square Enix content game, so I don't know, but I don't know what the ownership is. But even then, that just exemplifies what the legal ramifications.
I'm fact checking. Don't worry.
Yeah. Go on, let's do this. But yeah, I mean that just shows off again just how much effort they've gone just to try and make people happy with the and granted, he's not the best character competitively. I mean, there are some Japanese players that do well with it. But even but it's not just about the competitive side. It's the fact that people kind of have something that they deem that's that important to them, and it's shown in this game which shouldn't work. That it's this weird pinball inspired game that throws people out there. Yeah, with all this different. All these different things which are just funny as well. The fact you like make Pit fly over, it's like
it's one of, like you say, it's one of them games for everyone. Like even if you don't game anymore and you're 40, 50 years old, you got Duck Hunt Duo, you've got Mr. Game & Watch, who they may have played as a child. Yeah, so it's generational as well.
Yeah, exactly. It spans all these generations, and you get all these veteran fighters. The fact that you obviously have Mario that's been there. The
Ice Climbers, Pit.
Yeah,
exactly. All the people who kind of like they these people who would save up this crazy amount of money to buy these single use game things just to kind of like get things going, or have that NES tucked away in the attic somewhere, and it's that sort of like. It's kind of like their early version of nostalgia because they kind of like hold on to that sort of thing, and they've realised that what they invested time in still matters now, and people still care about that character.
I truly believe this game will be like Melee. Will just be in 20 years' time, people will still be playing it.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. It's almost a victim of its own success because I just don't see.
Where do you go from here? Where do you go from here? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's called Ultimate for a reason. You've created this like incredible, literally everybody is here. You've
Do you even bother? Do you even bother?
No,
and if they make another one, they've got to re-license, so it doesn't mean everyone's coming over to them. It can't have Ultimate 2.
I imagine I imagine it'll just be like a fresh sort of like a fresh start again.
Reboot
Like,
thing, yeah.
Give all the characters different moves and stuff like that.
Oh, maybe if they're able to port and then more DLC, but how many characters do you think you can want to fit in there? But I'm down for a port and more DLC characters.
They are actually missing stages still on Ultimate that are present. Like
on the 3DS one, there's quite a bit on the 3DS one that is like Smash Run, is it?
Well.
No one cares about that.
Just no one cares about Pokeflow.
No,
interject again.
I'm saying that's just
just going to interject for 2 seconds. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Bainbridge.
Yes.
For once in your life, mate, you are correct.
Man, I'm correct about many things.
No.
Nintendo have a Disney character.
Disney own Sora and all the original Kingdom Hearts characters in Kingdom Hearts as a thing, whereas Square Enix just make it.
Yeah.
However, that being said, when Sora was coming in, it was like, oh, Disney never let this happen because I'm like, you go into a supermarket, right? How much Mickey Mouse shit do you see on like everything? Like, do you reckon they won't just go, yeah, we'll have some money, Nintendo, thank you, see you later?
Yeah,
it was like, do you want to sell a figure as well? Oh, go on then.
We buy them.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's like,
oh mate,
shocker. But yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, like the exclusivity of franchises aren't what it used to be. Now. I still remember like having to like go to these niche places just to buy Pokemon gear. Now it's everywhere. Like you can't.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I still remember like there used to be a pound shop in Crewe near the Asda. It's a British Art Foundation thing.
Yes.
That used to be a pound shop. And I found like all Pokemon figure packs which were in there very briefly for £1, and it was like best
thing ever. Whole box, get it out of the store, mate.
Actually, they still had the only £1 stickers on them because that's how like how much I've just left them pristine the entire time.
Definitely. Right, mate. I have a question about Smash. So, where does your Smash history lie? So, did you play 64 a lot?
I played every Smash.
For as much as you played Ultimate, or did you progressively get more interested in? Have you always played competitively, for lack of a better term?
That's a great question. I mean, yeah. So I mean, I didn't really know what the meta was or how properly to play like competitive. I must admit. So I mean, I played Melee to death. Melee was the reason I made friends. Yeah, Melee was the reason I made friends. If I'm honest, like I mean, I remember in college. I mean, I played with. There's like 2 people I was friends with. Still am now.
Only 2.
In school, yeah, literally only a couple who we both had identities for. And I remember like going to my mate's house. We would play Pokemon Stadium and Smash Brothers, like to death. And I remember seeing this game with Mario and Pikachu. Like, how is this possible? And then obviously Melee came out, and I played Melee to death. Like, Melee was this game I would.
Yeah.
If I get bored of any other game, I'd go back to play Melee. But
would you go play Melee now, or would you just stick with Ultimate?
I mean, I can, but I don't know. I think at the time I
was weird now.
I would love to play Melee. I'd love it, mate.
I still loved Melee. I mean, I played every single game. I played Mario to some relatively like high degree. But I think I played Mario and Falco. I think in Melee. But when I was playing it, I was never aware of what the competitive scene.
I was the same right up until I watched a documentary. I don't know if you've seen it, called The Smash Brothers. Have you ever watched that?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
It's so fucking. I remember watching it thinking, oh, this is quite good, and it finished, and I was like, saying, there's 9 episodes of this. I was like, I don't know if I can watch 9. I could carry on watching it, and it's like, this is great.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, but the whole. I mean, I don't know. I maybe I get into it now, but the whole concept of wave dashing and things like that, I was never even aware of that sort of being the meta. But then you go into the history behind sort of people like Mewtwo King and Mango around the sort of like them setting the scene of everything.
Some players they are, mate. Players they are.
But yeah, and you know, people like H-Box as well, kind of like still going and kind of still making the scene happen, but also just respecting the modern scene as well, which is always good.
H-Box has my utmost respect on any of them players, because as the other players have sort of,
I know exactly what you're going to say, but
you know what I'm going to say. Looks at all the characters and gone, right, mentally that character's the best, or tier list wise, that character is the best. Xbox has gone, I like Jigglypuff. I'm going to fucking stick with Jigglypuff. And if you look at Melee, like the rankings have like changed, and that's because of him. Because Jigglypuff's jumped up and down the rank just because of him. I'd say so.
He made Jigglypuff work. He worked out exactly how to play Jigglypuff to make him the best character that he
adapted every time. Every time someone figured him out, he adapted and it carried on with Jigglypuff. He could have dropped her years ago.
Exactly, yeah.
But he didn't. I think Jam is a similar kind of person with Jigglypuff. You tell by his mind.
Yeah, I know Jigglypuff isn't my best character, but I just really like it's fun playing as Jigglypuff.
You love a rest, right? You know what I mean?
It's fun, yeah. I mean, yeah. You could easily make a top 10 like list of what the most satisfying moves in Smash Brothers, and the rest is easily one of them. Especially
top 2 or 3 for me, yeah, easy.
Yeah.
And Wario's, Wario's, yeah.
Luigi's uppercut.
Yeah.
The Falcon Punch.
Dr. D,
Yes, sir.
who is your main?
Yeah, who is? If I said to you, you're gonna play someone for a substantial amount of money, let's say.
Yeah.
Who would you pick if you had to win?
This is the thing, yeah, because Bobby's always wondered, do I just start playing top tier characters and just
It's like Joker or Mario.
Isabel.
I mean, it would probably. I probably would have to say Mario. I mean, I don't always have the best matchups with Mario, and there's sometimes I'll pick characters and I do really well with him. And why have I just done better with him than Mario? But I think because of the consistency of the matchups that he has, and my general sort of position with the character, the combo game of the characters, I would go Mario. Just because I know I have better matchup experience with him because I have played so much with him, and.
That across all the games, is it as well?
That's absolutely across all the games, but I mean, Mario's definitely come into its own in Ultimate. I mean, the fact that you have Mario now has corner, but since they reduced the landing lag of all the characters, that's just opened up so many different aspects to play the game, and I think because going into Ultimate, because I only just started going to the competitive scene with Smash 4, and I did go to a couple.
I think we were saying, weren't we, John? About Smash 4, we really got into watching Twitch streams of competitive players, and I know I did. I think that's about where I was as well, Scotty, right?
Yeah, that's I mean, it's the same. I mean, even if you try and look at any old Brawl thing, I mean, most Brawl thing was rubbish, and it was all dominated by Meta Knight anyway. So, and
Zero winning all them tournaments in a row, which is fucking ridiculous.
It's an insane run. I remember. I think it was like story worthy when he lost one set and he still won the tournament.
Yeah.
He lost to a Sonic player and he still friggin' won the fucking.
I remember seeing a video about that.
Yeah, he lost to some guy called Seagull Joe. You don't even see anymore. And I mean, obviously Zero is in a different realm now.
Yeah, we don't talk about Zero anymore, but
we don't talk about Zero anymore. But you know,
that run is. It's unfortunate because that run was something else. I remember watching some of it thinking no one's ever going to come near him, but then MKLeo and Tweak and I'm fucking reaching in now, mate. You have to, all them lot sort of started to get a bit better, and there's the other one that got in trouble as well. It was fucking hell, I can't remember his name, but
Nairo,
the lanky looking guy.
That's him, Nairo. Yeah.
Nairo,
That's it. Yeah.
But I mean, he still has a YouTube platform in terms of making videos. And
he's back now, isn't he? I remember that. Yeah.
Ask me if I'm are you not interested?
Didn't go back in that.
Yeah, and there's a guy on YouTube called Technicals, which I do. He does these little documentary things about everything, and he puts the effort into kind of investigate what really happened with these sort of things, and his documentaries are quite interesting, I've got to say.
Yeah.
So they're quite good, but so it's a shame. It's a shame that that's where it's gone, but just because they don't have the same control as say Pokemon once have it, because everything Pokemon tournaments are separated into age groups for a reason.
Yeah.
Associated with that as rules, whereas you got anybody playing this game. So
Smash is just come have a game.
Yeah.
Don't matter. Yeah.
But to be fair, you can't blame people for just come and have a game. People just have to have common decency. To be fair, that's all you need.
It's always
do any of that stuff.
I agree, John. Agree.
No, it's because people who go to play the games just happen to be a little bit odd. And you'd worried about the values, but I mean, just because you. I mean, that's the weird thing. Just because you both like the same thing doesn't mean you have to like each other. It's that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Is that weird sort of aspect to it, and I think that's why Nintendo struggles with these official events because of this sort of
Yeah.
they're aware of these issues with the scene. But I mean, it doesn't detract from the
That
game.
being said, that I do wish Nintendo would put more, forgive the pun, stock into Smash Brothers competitive scene. Do you know what I mean? Because I do feel that it's hype as fuck. When the finals and shit are hype as anything.
Oh god, I mean,
Especially Evo and that.
What's it? Oh god, oh yeah. I'm literally about to say, there's a reason that within its first year, like Evo, this big sort of staple fighting game tournament. The fact that Smash, a platform fighter, took the main stage event, and I mean, is there a better set?
Yeah.
That grand finals was absolutely phenomenal. It was
yeah.
like best things of it. I mean, it still is. Like, I mean, the meta's changed a lot. I mean, PT's kind of like going off the radar, and he's very much like a Diddy Kong main now. But the fact that that is still, I would still go back and I would, but again, the commentator has the issue as well, so that's something. But even so, the gameplay is just absolutely phenomenal, and things are always changing. The fact like no one has been playing Sonic for ages now, so all of a sudden Sonic is like this big top tier character again because of like a guy from Japan and a guy from Mexico, and the whole thing is just forever changing. Despite and some techniques have kind of stayed there. The fact that there's this gigantic video about the whole slingshot technique, and I do try and do it occasionally, and it does give me setups, especially because you kind of you get this really quick you turn around, and then you can get a really quick fair and start your combos, and you can do all these different things now, and it works for.
That's a forward there, everybody. Those that don't.
It's that.
But it gives you that sort of like the instant spacing, and then you get your combo star, and you can get things working. And then, but then, just it gives you that reason to kind of get in the lab and start to get better. And like, getting everything into like Elite Smash, having something to have a right.
Everybody, right? I dabble with a few Smash tubers, and none of them have got everyone in Elite Smash. So to have everyone is a fucking phenomenal achievement, mate.
Hungry Box doesn't have it on Elite Smash.
Exactly.
And orders Mewtwo King.
Mewtwo King. I don't think. What's his name? Zed. Little Z, I think. I don't think he does either.
He drops them in and out of Smash on purpose for his YouTube videos, I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
He always on purpose. I feel like Alpha Rad might have done it once, but
maybe.
It took him a while, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one of them. A Smash 4, wasn't it, that had to play this person 101. That was that series of videos. That was really good.
Yeah, Alpha Rad did those ones. Yeah, he's more of a Pokemon / generic YouTuber.
He's a businessman now, isn't he? I think.
Well, pretty much, yeah. He's pretty much a businessman. Yeah, but he's on the same sort of. He's I mean, he's done well. He's sort of on the same sort of levels like Matt Pat. I think people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
He's not like Mr. Beast businessman, but he's
not. No.
A businessman, I think.
He's doing pretty well.
One thing though with Smash Bros. That because it's so simple, it's basically you've got special attack and just normal attack.
Yeah, it's
4 directions, but it's 3 attacks, isn't it? Everyone thinks they're dead good, right? I've had it. Jam's had it. I'm sure Bainbridge's had it as well.
I'm
dead good at Smash. I am. Oh no. You know what I'm going to say, Jam, don't you? How many times that we used to do the Let's Get Smash and people go, I'm dead good at Smash. And it's like, you're going to play or what? I'm dead good. And like, when did you last play? I played on this GameCube. I'm like, right, okay. I don't want to play then. And then you just I'm sure this has happened to you, Scotty. You just fucking murdered them.
Yeah, it has.
You just think.
That's the thing, though. Like, I think me and Jack, were playing the Let's Get Smash tournament, again online and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not saying this to like a false sense of how good we are. But I'd say Jack is better than me, and I'm pretty good.
Whoa.
But then we got to play against you, Scotty.
Yeah.
And then we were fucking humbled to like, oh, that's how you play Smash.
Because when we first started speaking, I play Smash Bros. Everyone that's ever said, "Oh, well, I'm dead good" and all that shit. I've always sort of beat. I'm sure you have as well, Jam. Always beaten them or come close and just always got the better of them.
Yeah, it's been weighted one way quite.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But when we played you, I was like, because when we first started playing, I was labbing Palutena a lot, and you just come over and I couldn't even get near you, and I thought I was relatively okay with Palutena, and I'm just like, I got some work to do, and I'm still nowhere near Elite Smash with Palutena.
actually
Jack,
remember.
just to rub it salt in the wound. I've got Elite
Yeah.
Smash Palutena.
Yeah, I remember you got him into it.
I was fuming, mate. I'm still a bit fuming, to be honest.
I actually remember our first match, Jack, because
I do
at
as well.
work,
Captain Falcon versus someone, and I can't remember. I know I won.
It was Ike because we were at
Yes. Okay,
The
cool.
Elite Arcade
We
Club.
were,
Yes.
yeah, we were
Yeah.
because
Yeah, I remember that. I
all
watched
that year you were asking me when are you getting a Switch. I'm just like, I'm getting a Switch. I'm getting it around Christmas time. But I didn't have online at the time when it was near Christmas, and that was something that I got relatively like a couple of days literally before Christmas. And I remember us talking like one of the first conversations we had when you started working at the same place we are now. You were like, have you ever played Smash? I'm just like, yeah, I have. I consider myself pretty good at it, to be honest. And then we went to the arcade club. You just fisted me into oblivion, and then I did win a game.
Yeah, I think Incineroar. I think you beat my Incineroar, and that really annoyed me because I think my Incineroar was one of my best characters. I don't know. Scotty be able to tell you better than me. I don't know.
But yeah,
but it's like playing. Like I'd rather get slammed. That's what she said. 100 times by Scotty than beat yourself, Bainbridge, or whoever, or Jam, whoever. Just because I don't learn anything when I'm winning. Do you know
exactly.
what I mean? You don't.
This is NS. You better be listening to this.
Yeah,
I'm not playing because I lose.
Because I remember me and you played. It's a few months ago now, Scotty, when I was trying to get Cloud into Elite Smash, and I learned so much, mate. Because I think I was on like mid to topish GSP, but then after I played you, I shot right up to banging on the ceiling again, but I just couldn't quite get there. But I learned so much playing you. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, there is that was. I think that was yeah. I mean, when I was kind of getting into Smash, it did become a sort of one punch man situation where like
Yeah.
I remember the first time we played, I jumped because Gibbo was around my house and you said, "Oh, Jam streaming." I was like, "Who's Jam?" And I was like, and we jumped on, and that's when I jumped in the arena and
Yes.
who is this guy? And well, I mean, prior to that, I mean, Gibbo was getting into it, but prior for that, it was a case of like people just wouldn't play against me. Like they'd play with me against like CPUs or something like that, and they just wouldn't play against me, and that was the sort of discouraging thing about it. But
I'll play against you all day long,
mate,
and win one game and be proud of it.
I can do better than that. I beat Scotty twice in one sitting in an evening.
You did.
That probably the greatest achievement of my entire life.
I think it's when we go back to when we played Scott. I think that's the most I've ever beat you, but that's because we had about 50 matches. I think I won about 6 or 7.
We had quite a big string of that.
Yeah. And to be fair, some of the ones you did win, I felt I was not too far away from. Could have gone either way, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But I'm relatively.
Try.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful thing because like during that time we have been playing. I mean, honestly, it's been wonderful just having a wonderful time to just play with regular guys and have a great time all the time. But you guys have improved loads since we have been playing. I'm not saying that. I mean, it wasn't the case of just kind of like running around and like pivot smashing all the time. You're thinking about things and you're baiting things, and you're not just the flow chart isn't there anymore. You're actually thinking about what you're doing and thinking about what I'm doing and trying to punish accordingly and expect what I'm going to do as well. And I'm seeing that as you're playing, and you are improving, and that's what's also just there's never a bad time to keep improving the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can keep playing it, and this is why this is why I still keep going to it. And I mean, sometimes to the detriment. I mean, I should just go balls in, like, okay, this is my main now. I'm going to basically master this character, and that works. I start to learn the ladder combos with Mario and get people off the top of like PS2 and things like that, and they're like super satisfying. But then also I also just like the variety, and I can't always be setting up because I don't have a setup here just yet. I mean, that's why I can also play handheld because that's the time where I'm like, okay, I'm just going to quickly do this.
So I do sometimes to flex as well. I do sometimes play handheld.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's not a GameCube controller. I can't play Smash.
I can't play anyway.
I still want us to do a 3v1 against Scotty and see what the outcome would be.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what the outcome's going to be, mate. He's going to kill us.
I would have to pick someone like K-Rool for that though. Just
you'd have to go somewhere heavy, right? To sort of, yeah.
Yeah, like some of the like loads of super armor and kind of like like random hit boxes from other moves and things like that, and just constantly throw my crown all the time.
I have one final question for you, Doctor D. I don't know if we're coming to the end of this.
Just about. We've been going quite a bit. If that's, and I've got to go to bed. I'm up at like 4 a.m. So I'm sure Scott is as well.
A 3-hour-long podcast. This has been a long one. Mine definitely won't be this long. I'll be done in about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
but,
I played this game for 5 minutes. I thought it was all right. So
exactly. So have you learned to desync the Joy-Cons for Dice Climbers yet, Scotty?
No, I have not. I've only so much time in the world. I don't have. I'm not like the Canadian guy who can do it like I actually do not know how to desync. I know the concept in terms of there are certain moves which let you desync, and you make use of the buffer system to make sure that one does one thing and one does the other thing. So I know the concept, but yeah, I've not quite mastered that yet. But I mean, I'm happy enough the fact I can learn basic combos and I can my neutral.
I can't be asked to do that.
No, it's just long.
Unlike you though, Jack, mate. Dr. D is out there like curing COVID and all that shit.
Exactly.
So
I'm changing passwords, mate. That's what I
do. Exactly.
Scotty, we said that was going to be the last question, but I'm going to have one more if that's cool.
Absolutely.
You bastard.
Every character in Elite Smash, I've said multiple times tonight. Which one did you have the most trouble with?
Oh, that's a very good question.
I think you remember. I seem to remember you saying Bayonetta was quite.
Give me a minute.
Very.
Well, there you go.
Very, but yeah, there's a couple. I think there's.
Yeah.
Bayonetta took me ages.
Well,
I remember you trying to get Bayonetta. It was like you were getting really irate. Not irate, but you were. You know what I mean?
I was getting very frustrated because I mean I've gotten a bit better at it now, but I think at the time I was just not. I could just about I know how to do the jump cancel, so I could do the triple jump thing with Bayonetta. So where you just kind of and to do that you have to kind of like map your shoulder button to jump just to make sure you go like and you jump cancel it so you maintain your jump so you can do your triple sort of like combos like that.
Yeah.
So I've had to learn that just to be any good with Bayonetta, but I still wasn't able to incorporate that into the combos and the sort of the meta of Bayonetta has evolved a lot since I've tried to do that, and there's a lot more combos that kind of come in terms of like fast falling, cancelling halfway through the fair attacks and kind of keeping them going. So there's a lot going on, but at the time I just couldn't do it, and I just couldn't get the cancels properly. And I think there were a few times I did dropped like a few games in a row, and I just went through, and I'm like, oh no. So
that's so disheartening, isn't it? When you're getting quite well, and then you just. And there's no sort of what annoys me about a GSP. There's no level or you have to sort of guess whereabouts.
And
do you know what I mean?
Changes all the time. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. I mean that's very arbitrary thing, which kind of I think that's about, and that changes. As characters are picked up and put down again. So that it's very arbitrary how you're going to get things in there, and that's why for a while, every now and then, some of my characters do fall out of Elite Smash. I have to go back into Elite Smash and get them back up again, and then.
So you actually go back in to do it because
you maintain it,
Right, cool.
How many? Sorry, this keeps dragging on and on now. How many characters do you actually have in Elite Smash then?
Really?
All of them.
He said it like 5 times.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them, yeah.
Right, wow. Sorry, to go back to my question, right, is it Bayonetta, were you saying, or was there another one that was...
No, no, actually, I think, if you ask me, I think it was actually... There's been a few which were like horror stories, and it's purely just because I just don't enjoy playing the character, and it took a while for me to get them into the characters, get them into to Elite Smash.
Mm-hmm.
I think the longest one was Corrin. That's what I think. That's what I the most trouble at the time. Yeah, Corrin took me a long.
Being consistent in it, Corrin.
This is it. I mean, like there's
just
a few combos.
Weird.
There's a few combos that can work out, but I mean, there's a few things in Smash 4 which did translate, and most of which didn't, and it took me a long time to get a lot of the Fire Emblem characters took me a while. I mean, Marth took me ages as well. Marth's
so weird in that game. He plays like a melee, but not in the good kind of way. It's just
I don't know what. Yeah, just the tip of aspect of it just wasn't as wasn't as reliable, and
he runs weird as well.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Do you feel that when you're running? It's just it doesn't look.
Really fast, but it just isn't running. Like why is it taking me so long? And then he jumps and the cooldown and all his moves just seem
Yes.
so long.
But it's
like,
not just me.
why can't I move yet?
Mm-hmm.
Marth took me a long time as well, but I think Corrin was probably the worst one.
Corrin, right?
Because
Avoid Corrin, everybody.
Yeah, I think it's Corrin. Yeah, I would say. Even I thought I would actually really struggle with the Street Fighter characters because they're a very specific way of playing.
Yeah.
But Ken and Ryu didn't actually take me that long to do. I must admit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, surprisingly. I can't say I played well when I was doing it. And
you choose wins yourself, mate. Don't worry about it.
And I think because I mean, you had the benefit if you got your early streak. If you got your streak of wins really early, you didn't have to play as many games. So if you
That's more GSP
I made that mistake. I made the mistake of doing the story mode first. So by the time I'd finished that, everyone was already way ahead, and I was you know what I mean?
Because I think they got easy to do. So once you kind of got through most of the cast, excuse me.
Bless you, mate.
Thank you. If you got through most of the cast, then that kind of dragged your kind of starting GSP up really quickly. So if you only managed to win just a couple of games in a row with characters, that got them into Elite Smash quite quickly. But as soon as you lost one of those games, you were just basically screwed for a long time. So and that's what sort of happened with Bayonetta and with Corrin. So they took me. So those ones took and Mars. So those ones took me a long time. The ones which like Zero Suit Samus was a surprising one for me. I managed to win quite quickly with her. So
main in Wii U.
Was it really? Yeah.
And Falcon.
I mean, good choices. I mean, Falcon was good. Falcon was really good in Wii U actually. Mine for Wii U were Mario again.
Yeah, we know that one's quite.
Mine was Mario was mine in Wii U.
Really? Oh, nice. Yeah. I think.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell the story why, John.
Because Dr. Mario was crazy.
We went to it was really Dr. Mario. We went to a tournament. He played this Mario and got. Not humble. He beat you, didn't he? But I think that's when you realise that Mario was the better character because he had bigger jumps and all that stuff. So
well, this is it.
Bloody, I lost to Sonic. I was fuming, mate.
Sonic, yeah. I can appreciate people who play Sonic. I know there's like little tricks with him, but I mean, he's just so he's so just toxic.
He's just so Scotty, mate. He's just so
that doesn't be added on to, but yeah, I mean, I'm still glad he's in the game. In fact,
he probably deserves to be in it, doesn't he? Because of the history of everything.
Well, yeah,
and Ben was just falling asleep.
I enjoyed the fact
I'm here.
What?
I enjoyed the fact he was in Brawl. I thought he was, with his.
Yeah, that was hype. Yeah,
that was a big move in. Like,
that was huge, mate.
It was. Yeah,
massive. Him and the Mistaken Brawl was massive. That was the catalyst to where we are now, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. That was able to happen, and especially because once again, it's just the authenticity about everything. The fact he had the same voice actor as he did in Adventure 2 Battle, and the fact like the fact the current voice actor is the same one from Sonic. The one for Sonic in Smash Brothers now is the same that's in Sonic Boom, the one that is in Wreck-It Ralph. You know, these very established voice actors
as well, isn't it?
Well, yeah, exactly, and even though none of it is like. It's a Nintendo game. Everything puts their all into Smash Bros.
Yeah.
And they know how prestigious and how honored they are to even be in that, and that's why they get everything from them, and that's why everything's so authentic. And that's why they cross over.
Yeah, because you see like Fortnite, which is fair play to it. It's done excellent for what it is, but I just feel like it's a blender of stuff, whereas Smash is so delicately put together. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, if you're watching like it's a Fortnite, Goku with a fucking gun running around, and it's just like this doesn't.
Yeah, it's not right.
You're borrowing things. You're not integrating them. You're not honoring them. This is just an obvious.
Just like, I can get Indiana Jones to do the Goku thing or whatever. Like, strange.
And now I'll get my gun back out again. Which game are we playing again? Yeah, I mean, it's just. That's how the game's going to keep going. I mean, the fact that it's like, what is it? It's on My Hero Academia now, and it's
probably my little cousin was showing it me, and last time I went down there, and I was just like, "What are you doing?" Like,
I think I installed it briefly, and I thought I can't stand this.
It was having a good time, and fair play. Like,
people like
enjoy
it.
Games, but it's not for me, mate.
No, it's not for me, and it's like I say, it's not. It doesn't respect the games. It doesn't respect the things that.
It respects the wedge from the user, mate.
Oh, it does. Yeah, and I was like,
That's what it
yeah,
respects.
Over.
yeah, more transactions, please.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what it takes from it. But no, I mean, whereas like say like everything is so integrated so perfectly, and even the addition of assist trophies, if like other characters got it together. Also, if like you didn't hit them in the new game, as well, you got KO assist
Yeah.
trophies, which is like get in Knuckles. You finally got the time to actually like just like fight back with these things, and that became a whole aspect as well.
Yeah, and even like the Wii, the Mii outfit, even they're like so delicate and
Again, they're
put
done
together.
well, exactly, and they give you examples of like, and they're almost like honoring the character as well as they're also like sort of apologizing, like, sorry, you didn't quite make the cut this time, but here's a cut.
I'm sorry, no one likes Gino, so you can have a suit,
I was going to say,
have a skin, sorry. Or
Yeah,
no, we really want to put Sans in there, but only
yeah,
Undertale's not as big as you'll think it is. Like,
exactly.
there you go.
There you go.
Undertale's massive. That was stupid. Undertale's massive, but like to the grander scheme of things, if you went down the street and said, "Do you know Sans is from Undertale?" They'd just get a cockeyed look. Do you know what I mean?
What? Yeah,
Whereas if you said, "Do you know Smash Bros?" You're like, "Oh yeah, with Mario." Blah, 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 blah.
With every other game character, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But even the fact that it's like it still recognises the whole like scene of indie gaming. Like Shovel Knight's in it as a assist trophy as well.
Which fucking rules, by the way.
Oh god, yeah, it's so good that they had that as a kind of. I know he got his spotted rivals one, so at least at least it was honoured in that aspect of it. But it's still, it still recognises where it's going, and it still gave that this little game it's literally its platform. So and yeah, I think that's why. But this is the thing. This is why I just don't see how it could be better.
Exactly.
Apart from
exactly.
more.
And you go back to the point: do you even bother?
No,
I mean you do because money, but
yeah,
who's gonna take that job?
Well, this is it, yeah.
Sakurai's not gonna like. I'm done. I'll
Is he?
that.
They're gonna. We're making a new Smash, and Sakurai's like,
Sakurai's like, no one's touching it except for me. Give me my computer.
Yeah, he's Sakurai's baby, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well, exactly. Yeah, and that's what he said because he doesn't rule it out, but he's like, well, I don't see there being another Smash Bros. If I'm not, without
if he's not involved, yeah, of course.
And
It's not always a bad thing.
No,
I mean, to be like, if I use Street Fighter as a reference, Street Fighter 5 to 6, Yoshiro Ono left. He didn't do anything with Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 is far better than 5.
Yeah.
But everyone knew Street Fighter 5 was not as good, and it had a bad launch, and everyone loved Smash. And how do you get better than this one?
How do you?
Well, exactly. How can you? But it's called Ultimate for a reason, and yeah, I think that's.
Yeah. I think if they were to do another, I genuinely believe it's going to be like a soft reboot where they just have like a smaller group of characters, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, exactly. It'd have to be a new generation, and then one sort of token.
That's what it can be called: Super Smash Bros. New Generation. Done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Get us on the right team, Scotty, mate. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Scotty, mate. I'm going to call it there. Is that okay? It's a long. It's probably. I haven't got the numbers in front of me, but it's probably the longest casual report we've ever done. Which I've had a fucking mint time. About you gentlemen underneath me. And before we go, though, two things. I'm just going to run through the list quickly. So number 10, Arkham City. Number 9, Digimon Digital Card Battle. Number 8, Borderlands. Number 7, Gears of War 3. Number 6, Halo 3. Number 5, Super Mario Galaxy. Number 4, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Number 3, the bronze medal is Pokemon Oras. Number 2, the silver medal, Horizon Forbidden West. And number 1, the greatest game of all time, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Round of applause. However, on the quiz last week, whatever, there was a Super Smash Bros. Question, Scotty, and I'm going to ask it you now, see if you know it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
If I remember off my top of my head. Out of all the characters in the game, there's only one that was designed / made in America. Who is it?
Made in America.
Yeah.
Oh, bugger. Oh.
I've forgotten it now.
I haven't forgotten it.
I haven't forgotten it either.
Oh. Was it Aegis?
No, that's Japan.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you a few guesses, mate. I'll give you a few guesses.
Okay. The reason I say Aegis is because like the Aegis reveal trailer was the only reveal trailer that wasn't directed by Sakurai.
Was it not?
No. Yeah. So
Who was that?
every other one was directed by Sakurai and required use their own animators apart from that one because the actual game developers did that one.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, what made America? Was it Banjo?
No, Banjo's UK.
UK? Oh, right. Didn't know that.
But
That's
yeah, I'll give you a clue. It's that's what they're called.
An Echo Fighter.
Shadow Echo Fighter. That's it. It's an Echo Fighter.
It's an Echo Fighter that was. Well, there's only so many of them. Was it Ken?
No.
Bugger. I'm not doing well here. Daisy.
I'll give you another clue, and you'll get it now. It's probably my main.
Dark Samus was
Dark Samus.
Dark Samus was. I didn't know.
It's Metro Prime 2 made by Retro Studios, and they made the character.
Really?
There you go.
Did not know that. That's
Mad, isn't it? One character in 9,000 or whatever it is. But Scotty, it's been fucking wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on. You're welcome back again anytime. It's been a beautiful time. Gentlemen, as always, it's been a pleasure. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget, like, subscribe, share with your friends, tell us why Scotty's list is probably the greatest list ever fucking concocted in the world. We're back. I'll be back probably next week. Tomorrow, at the time of watching, is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth review day, so looking forward to that. And yeah, probably on Jam's streaming Smash on Saturday.
Yeah, I'll do Smash Saturday.
Yeah, do Smash Saturday, twitch.tv/Jam is underscore.
Yeah.
Underscore casual.
I think.
Saturday, come get your ass whooped. We'll be there. And yeah, peace. Thank you so much, everybody. Up the top is.